The rebels, 256 rebel groups, all focusing on one country. Do they want a territory? Who wants a state? I have seen some commanders of M23 who are here. Thank you very much for coming. I want to ask you, especially the spokesman who is my friend, do you want a territory? Why are you not telling people the truth? Let's be honest. I am going to be the first African to break this ice. Because some Africans are fearing to say, how shall we solve the problem of Congo? Are there people who want Congo to be in several states, or they want a state carved out of Congo? Let's talk the truth. You can't say you are picking guns, you are fighting to unite to go in the army of Congo. There is a way to be recruited into the Congolese army. Come on, don't fool us. Don't fool us. Don't fool us. We are not foolish. Maybe you can fool other people, but we are not foolish. Some of us went to school. Some of us have won degrees. They are just in the houses, rotting. You can't fool everybody all the time here that you are fighting to join the Congolese army. You rebelled. No, you tell us what you want. You want a territory. Yes. You want to have a state. Then we can deal with that problem. I'm not saying I'm interested in Congo's territory, but I'm interested in breaking out peace, to get peace. I'm trying to help the mediator to find out, not to waste much time and money, and end up maybe harmed in the process by invisible forces that want territory. Are there people who want the territory of Congo? Why are we not honest? As Africans, when shall we be honest? Let me be the first person to be condemned. But to me, as a researcher, as the conflict resolution expert, as a man who has studied books to the last iota on planet Earth, in my subject of political science, I'm looking for what makes the people fight. Why are there 265 rebel groups in that territory called Congo? What do they want? You can tell me ADF ran away from Uganda. It can be known it is fighting the government of Uganda. That one I can understand. You can tell me Interahamwe left in 1994. They are across there. I don't know what they call them in French. Someone in French like Bakashapa, my friend Bakashapa, you would tell me what they are called. They are there in that territory. We can actually understand what they want, because they were removed. They are the genocide guys of Rwanda of 1994. So when they are in Congo, we can understand why they are in Congo. They want to fight to come back home in Rwanda. ADF, we can understand. But now I come to M23. Tell me, you said you rebelled from the army. Do you want, is that the only aim? I'm trying to break the ice here. And my ADF, M23, most of you are my younger men. You know me very well. You know me for a long time. I'm not going to be biased here, and I'm not going to be, yes, to say this. I am going to say it as it is. What is your end game? Is the end game a territory? Do you want part of Congo? Do you want to be part and parcel a united Congo? Tell us. Because if we are not honest, then people can as well leave you. Whoever eats the other can eat the other. You know, ladies and gentlemen, people don't learn. Bemba, and I hope he's going to listen to my statement. That younger man, Bemba. You remember when I came to the ICC, Mr. Bemba, to see you? I struggled. I'm not a Congolese. But this is the same Masanga who was struggling for you outside the ICC, writing papers, telling Ocampo you a liar. Why did you indict Bemba and you did not indict Bozize? It is Masanga's statement, not anybody's statement. It's my statement. I made it. I confronted the chief prosecutor and I won. I told the chief prosecutor this case of Bemba, you can convict him on anything else, but the case is faulty. Because the entire ICC crusade against people in Africa is faulty. You come to Uganda, you take the black ones, you leave the brown ones. You come to Kenya, you take Ruto, you take Uhuru Kenyatta, the tall ones, and take a short one called Sang, 6 of them, you leave the others. The same game. Go to Sudan, you pick Bashir, you take Bashir, you leave the other Janjaweed, not Janjaweed, Jema, fighting forces in Darfur. You look at all the cases. You go to Libya, you take Gaddafi's sons and the family, but you leave the terrorists who came to kill Libya and Gaddafi. Look at everywhere. Everywhere ICC has gone, it has taken one side. I told Bemba, you will go free home one day. He's my friend, and I want him to hear this statement. Mr. Bemba, you are busy shopping for guns. You don't learn. You Africans, you don't learn. You are shopping for guns instead of shopping for peace. I'm very disappointed with you. I'm very. You can be a minister, defense, whatever it is up to you. It's your country. I'm not bad. I don't need part of it. But for you to shop for guns instead of shopping for peace, a man who suffered 7 good years, we struggled outside in cold. Some of us did not eat food to make sure that you come out. I want to thank you, Babuko, for having sent me a message that your price, you are priceless. Dr. Masanga, you are priceless. There's nothing I can give you but a prayer. And one day when I pass by London, I'll look for you. He has gone back to reconcile his country. The same case Ocampo took Babuko, and Ocampo failed to take Quattara, because Quattara and Babuko should have stood trial together. I opposed, and I came, I saw, I conquered ICC. Is President former President Uhuru Kenyatta in jail? No. Is the current president of Kenya in jail? No. I defeated the ICC, not the lawyers. Lawyers came in 2014. Matanga started these cases of ICC in 2005. Kankwenza, you are here. You are Ugandan. Anita Lukwago, you are here. I am the first man who opposed ICC in the whole world. After they indicted 5 commanders from one side in Uganda, I said no. All commanders killed. Some of them did not kill with water. All of them killed. It is up to you to find who killed more. But all of them killed. So if you are indicting anybody, you have to indict all sides like in Yugoslavia. Ladies and gentlemen, my book or my books that are coming out in July, I'll soon post here the date. We'll talk about many of these mishaps in Africa. And ICC is one of them. Those who will be lucky to be at the launch in London sometime in July, I am going to make sure that the world understands where things went wrong, how things have gone wrong, where we found ourselves, where we are today. Coming back to the question, I went on ICC because of Pierre Bemba. He has forgotten all of a sudden he's looking for arms in Indonesia, where bringing them to kill who? Are you killing animals? You are coming to kill people, not animals. Look for peace. So, ladies and gentlemen, is Balkanization the hidden agenda that always fails peace in the DRC Congo? Are people looking for a state, but they don't tell us? You get my point? Are people looking for a state, but they don't tell us? But they say we are fighting, we are fighting. Well, we are fighting rebels. My, what? Oh, yes. But are they looking for a state? Why are they not telling us? What do they want? What do they want? What do they want? That's one point. Are these people honest? Why are they not honest to tell us who gives them the arms, how they were armed? They have only told us they steal arms from Congolese army. But if you look at their arms closely, which I have now taken photographs, which I'll put for you here, and then compared, because I'll put both the Congolese army arms and these arms. My Jesus Christ, these arms are more sophisticated. Is there a hidden agenda? Ladies and gentlemen, don't divert, hit that word, hidden agenda. Whether you are which side or which side, I am not here to make judgment which side you should belong. But I'm here to allow a peaceful debate. You can come and support whoever you are supporting. And when someone is speaking, give him time or her time. Then you come up and oppose her. Don't interrupt. Don't make it a ping pong. Allow the flow of the debate. The people in Eastern Congo are called different name called they are Tutsi from where they are not Congolese. The West does not see the East in Congo. Ladies and gentlemen, the West, the people in Kinshasa call the others in Eastern Congo different people, yet they are in the same geographical location, under the African Union constitutive arrangement. And I repeat, African Union constitutive arrangement. Good English here. Constitutive means we don't touch the boundaries that landed us into African Union or Organization of African Unity. We leave the boundaries as they are. Constitutive arrangement is a charter. Are the neighbors, 9 neighbors of Congo, all 9 neighbors honest? The answer, I want to find out from you. Then I will give you my answer. I want to listen to very many of you. I and my co-host, my general manager of my companies in Nairobi, Radio Punchline and Punchline Africa TV, and my co-host from South Africa, Delion Africa. Thank you very much for coming. We want to listen. We want to give you time to listen. And we want to engage. Let's engage peacefully. Are people wanting territory, recognition, return to army? Let's solve this thing quickly. Let's solve it quickly. Let's give Uhuru Kenyatta a way out. We call rebels to Nairobi, but they don't tell us who even gave them food yesterday. The killing is going on. We have another force, moribund force, called the UN. Whose interest is it? It has never even liberated one toilet in Congo. For you to go into the toilet to be safe, UN has never. For almost 18 years. It has been in Congo. It has not liberated even one village. Are they there to steal? Are they also a state trying to steal because it has become an institutionalized system in Congo? So, ladies and gentlemen, I call upon I will be the main admin. Delion Africa will be my co-host. I want her to test the microphone and lay down 1 or 2, 3 points. And then we open with the first speaker, whom I believe was Mr. Bakashaba Ali, Eli Bakashaba, followed by Zeli, my sister Zeli, followed by Simon, followed by Pan-African, followed then I bring in Sean Wesonga as an investigative journalist who has been doing serious groundwork on behalf of my foundation and on behalf of Punchline Africa TV, which is part of my foundation and a radio station based in Nairobi. So let's start with my co-host. I landed the mic on you, make a few remarks, and open up by calling Bakashaba Ele, followed by Zeli, followed by Simon, Pan-African, then Sean Wesonga. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Is it Balkanization? Is Balkanization the hidden agenda? That somebody wants a territory, but not telling us? Are people having hidden agendas? Let's know today. Thank you very much. Back to you, Africa.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. David Matsanga, and good evening to you and all the special guests that are here tonight. A few familiar faces. Welcome to all of you guys this evening. And we look forward to your contribution to the platform this evening. Just before we begin, I know that we always repeat this, but it's important that we remain respectful on this platform tonight, and as we share our differences in opinion, that we remember that we are not fighting one another. We are all trying to be solution focused and create awareness all over Africa and around the world. And just a few points that I'd like to put emphasis on. One of them is obviously the topic of discussion, whether Balkanization is the hidden agenda that fails peace in the DRC, and who supplies their rebels, who is continuing the separation amongst rebels within the DRC, who's supplying them with weapons. So that's just something to think about and consider. And yes, guys, we open the floor to our first speaker. It was Bakasha. Are you ready to open the floor? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody here. I'm Bakashawa Ero from Uganda. I'm a Ugandan, and I'm happy to be part of this conversation here. I thank you very much. First of all, I wish the host to first explain to people the meaning of the word Balkanization. What are the causes of Balkanization, and what could be the outcomes of it? I know DRC is the newly country which joined the East African community. So I want to know the aims and objectives and the targets as to why DRC was made or was joined to East African community. Then there I think we shall come to know the the hidden agenda or the hidden what could I say about that? But we need first to know the as to why they made it part of East African community. Then there we can guess and come up with a resolution as to why DRC was made an East African community. Of course, we know the aims and objectives of East African community, and we should know why it was joined to that particular community. And I thank you very much.
Eli Muganda Wang, my Mr. Eli from Uganda. Surely you know what balkanization is. But in case you don't know what balkanization is, I would like to invite one of my researchers. Sean Wesonga, are you ready to teach Mr. Bakasha some what balkanization is in terms of our topic today? What is balkanization? And I assume everybody who has come on the platform, I did not want to go to classroom. I usually lecture, but until students come up to ask such questions, when I go back to explain, I assume I'm lecturing mature people here. But Sean Wesonga, let's Sean Wesonga come in to explain what balkanization is.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga, David. Good evening, everyone who is joining this particular conversation. And I'll just go straight to the point. In simple terms, or in a layman's language, balkanization actually means the division of multinational state into a smaller, ethnically homogeneous entities. And in this essence, it is done with an intention of fragmenting these communities into smaller units so that they are able to fight amongst themselves or against each other. And if you have to put that in context, that is what's happening in the DRC, where communities are divided along ethnic lines, and they are meant to take arms against one another, and therefore bringing chaos or maybe war or civil war against one community against the other. That is what it means. Back to you, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much. I would like to add that balkanization is fragmentation of a larger state into smaller states or regions, which may be hostile or uncooperative to each other with one another. It is usually caused by differences in ethnicity, culture, religion, and of course, resources. Can I go slowly back, Shabab? You have taken me back to Lumumba Hall. Can I go that way again? Have you picked it up now? Balkanization is the fragmentation of a larger region or a state into smaller regions or states, which may be hostile or uncooperative with one another. It is usually caused by differences of ethnicity, which applies to DRC Congo, culture, which applies to DRC Congo, religion, which does not apply to DRC Congo, but material resources, which applies to DRC Congo. Are people in DRC having enough, sharing equitably the resources? Are the people of DRC, all the tribes, all the ethnic groups, are they being treated equally? You have seen part of the disagreements of M23 is that they are not treated like a Congolese. Therefore, that is, it could be something that pains the commanders and the people of one ethnic group. Then, if it is not that, how do you explain the presence of 256 rebel groups? At least for me, I can explain two. That is Interahamwe and the ADF, because all of them don't come from Congo. They have gone there because they are not allowed to operate in their countries. That one, I can simply say that. But what about other groups that have mushroomed in Congo? Is it poor governance? Is lack of infrastructure, resources, equitable distribution of resources that has made them to demand balkanization? Hidden agenda, hiding it under the concept that they were removed from the army or they are not welcome. What is it that is Bakawashaba Eli? Have you got that one, sir? Are you satisfied with that explanation?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Are you satisfied
for your?
Are you satisfied, first of all?
Yes, I can see now the classification of the word balkanization.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And
yes, sir. Proceed.
I thank you very much.
Proceed.
So now, I wish also to ask you kindly to first take us through. Could you please help us and give us reasons as to why DRC was added to some member countries of East African Community? then there again we can have a starting point, because we want to look for the hidden agenda of this Balkanization. Since it was added to East African Community member countries, why is this happening to DRC? Yet East African Community has got objectives and aims, and among those objectives and aims, you have mentioned corruption, you have mentioned insecurity, you have mentioned many of them, and they are supposed to be handled by East African Community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we are not going to be tired. We have to educate the people who need that education. Congo became a member of the East African Community in 2021. And it ratified the East African Community Protocol and became a full member. African integration, either block by block or overall integration of Africa into one state. Gaddafi was advocating for a quick one state of African unity, of African states, United States of Africa. I think he ended up dying because of saying that. But East African Community, a member has got the following countries: Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi. The original countries of East African Community were Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. When I grew up, my exams, which I did in 1974, my O-levels were East African Certificate of Education, and A-levels, East African Certificate of Advanced Certificate of Education. I don't have Uganda Certificate of Education on my certificates of O-level and A-level. They were all written East African Certificate of Education. It means those three countries, in examinations in those days, in the entire Africa, East Africa, if there was an exam in Mbale, senior secondary school, there was an exam in Kabete, senior secondary school in Kenya, an exam in Musasani, senior secondary school in Tanzania. Those are the type of exams we did, some of us. And these exams, papers could be flown all the way outside. We don't know who sets them. But these days, students even know who's setting the exam and what type of questions are going to be asked. So for me, the three countries made East African Community. They had an enlargement where Rwanda was brought in and Burundi. They extended an olive branch with Rwanda after the 1994 genocide that occurred. His Excellency President Kagame took over power and looked for good friendship and neighborhood. Of course, he stayed in Kenya, where he ran away from the Habyarimana regime, and he was with us in Tanzania briefly. Then later on, came to Uganda, and then he settled in Kenya as a refugee before going back to be the president of Republic of Rwanda. He had very many close links with the Kenya government at that time. The same happened to Burundi. Most of the refugees that went to Tanzania, Nkurunziza and others, and all those presidents, those who died by plane, they wanted an East Africa, a community that could unite people with a population bigger that can consume. China today is a big power because it has a population. China has a population that you produce the goods and eat the goods and buy. 2 billion people can buy £1, $1. If each one buys a pair of sandals, that is $2 billion. That population of Congo is about 100 million people. Sudan was later on brought in. Somalia is coming in. It has applied to become a member. Democratic Republic of Congo applied. Tshisekedi accepted. And Congo was welcomed as a member of the East African community. As we speak today, Congo belongs to two organizations. It belongs to SADC, is a member of SADC, at the same time, a member of the East African community. Tanzania is also a member of SADC, but it is a member of the East African community. That is all worked up to African integration. Let's proceed from here. I hope you have got the answers. I will give you time. We don't have much time. We want to get to the speakers so that we hear. Now you know the meaning of both Balkanization and the East African community and the involvement of Congo in East African community. And I hope I've been a very good teacher. Thank you very much. Back to you, Delon Africa, to choose the next speaker, who is Zeli from Ethiopia. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation, Dr. David. And just something to think of. Do you guys also think that Balkanization is not only happening within DRC, but within the whole of Africa? But because the DRC is one of the countries that also produces most of the natural or mineral resources within Africa, that's where it starts. So could that be where they would then choose to divide Africa? That's also something that we could think about. Zal, I see your hand is up as well. But Sally, we're looking forward to hearing from you. It's always great listening to your opinions. Are you ready to speak, Zal?
Yes, I am. My greetings to everybody. Dr. Masanga, thank you so much for the space. Co-host, thank you so much. I just want to, before talking about Congo, I want to speak about the Organization of African Union, which was set up, it would be 60 years come May 25th. So I just want to remind everybody that we should really keep it in mind and celebrate it. 60 years is a long time. So coming to the DRC, like you said, everywhere in Africa, I looked up like the smallest country, Eswatini, and even that has like a little rebel group. So Africa, every country in Africa seems to have some group that wants to divide it. Every country in Africa is like against their government. I don't want to say every country, but almost most of them. But what is lacking really in Africa and what could solve the problems? I don't think it's bringing the rebels to talk with the government or to bring anybody to talk to anybody. I think what the solution would be is to let the citizens become shareholders in the resources of the country. So just like
I think we've lost Sal there for a second. Sal,
I'm
are you
sorry, I
still
got
here?
cut off. Should I continue?
Can you hear us, Sal?
Yes, I can hear you now. Were you able to hear me?
No, we lost you for a second,
Okay.
but
Okay.
do you mind repeating what you have said?
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think it would help if in each of the African countries that have like great resources, if they make it a precondition for the corporations that are mining in the country to give shares to the people. The people should be able to buy shares into that company, and what that does is it gives all the shareholders of the country that are interested in that mining company, it gives them a platform to talk to each other, to talk not only about shares in that particular company, but to improve their economic livelihood. So it will be a nice way of organizing people in a non-political economic forum. And if every citizen is organized in this way, they are not likely to become rebels. And if there are rebels among them, they could talk to them over dinner or coffee about becoming part of the country, of being shareholders, instead of always talking about political things, which come to naught. So my suggestion is that if we do this, there would be peace and development in Africa. And to this, once they become shareholders, the country has their email address, their telephone number, they have contact information to them. So that gives the country, the government, a means of communicating with the people in a productive way. So whatever else the people may want, they could use that forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think, Darion, I lost a bit of what Zeke was doing, was saying. I don't know whether I am, Darion, am I back?
Yes, you are back, Dr. David. Can you hear me
Yes, I
well?
hear you well. Zeli, I lost part of what you were saying, but I think we have now stabilized the system. Somebody wanted to, there are people who are not very happy with the words and the wording and this topic, so it touches them, and that time some of them become what we call wakora in Swahili. So thank you very much, Zeli, for those words and reminding us that 25th of May will be Africa Union Day. But what Africa are we celebrating? Zeli, you have always maintained your stand on Africa, that there is African Union. But we're on this one, we are on opposite sides. Until Mr. Mahamat Faki leaves African Union, Matanga will never say there is any functioning of African Union organized organs. There is war everywhere in Africa, and then up to now, 1 month and some days, 1 month, full of 1 month, nobody has stepped in Sudan. No African Union has flown into Sudan, surely. And we have now allowed ourselves to fly into Jeddah instead of flying into Addis Ababa. Instead of our member states coming to Addis Ababa in our headquarters to sit down, we are flying to Jeddah. The same people who gave us uniforms to kill each other is where we are going. So African Union, when you tell me, I think even the problem of Congo, this problem would have been solved if we had a powerful African Union. But African Union, African Union Commission chairperson has let us down on these occasions. So let me move to the next speaker. And the next speaker was Simpson, in absence of the other speaker who has left. Simpson, thank you very much. Take the microphone and under the guidance of Deron. Thank you.
Simpson, are you still around? I don't see Simpson, Dr. David, but I see Simon here. Or is Simpson here?
No, it's Simon, I think.
Simon? Are you still with us?
Simon, sorry, not Simpson. Sorry, Simon. Forgive me. You are my friend, but my name. Thank you very much, Simon. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
No
Hi,
worries. No
good
no
evening,
worries.
Simon. It is so good to see you. It is always good to see you on the platform. How are you? Do you mind introducing yourself to the new listeners and maybe just explaining where you're from and then continuing with your contribution? Thank you, Simon.
Very well. I just before I introduce myself, I just wanted to suggest that we allow Talika to go first because he has raised his hand, and then I will come after him, if that is okay.
Alika, is it Alika or
Tarika.
Tarika?
Bro.
Arika. Okay, thank you, Simon. Seeing that you suggested that, Arika, are you ready to contribute? Do you mind introducing yourself?
Thank you for giving me a speech. I'm also hearing you. I'm here in Goma in DRC. The the topic is very good. That's why I'm coming here. I don't know if you are hearing me because here the network is not good.
We are hearing you 100%, Tarika.
Mashallah, mashallah. Maybe here in Congo we don't know how to speak English very good, but we try. Okay.
Thank you very much. Where you are doing, we shall help you.
Inshallah. About this topic, first of all, the Balkanization will never be in Congo. That is one. Okay. Uh, Second one, I want to speak about.
I cannot hear him as well, Dr. David. Can you hear him?
Me neither. I can't hear him.
Yes, the network is very distorted, Dr. David. A lot of us are.
You come down, then come back again.
Okay, I'll do so.
Currently, the connection's very glitchy for everyone.
Okay. Okay, Tariq. Yeah, Tariq, can you now go ahead?
Nam, thank you. Maybe, and I think that the connection here in Goma is not
Yes.
is not good, but
Your connection is very good. So if you make your points quick.
please. I was saying, first of all, the Balkanization will never be in Congo. Second one, I want to speak. I want to speak about the East Africa community, the national, the UN, national, the organization, national organization.
We have a poor network there.
But yes,
Tariq.
yes, I'm back again. So yes, is this East Africa maybe can help us, okay? But his hidden agenda, his hidden agenda is very bad for us, and we can't accept that, and we can't accept it. Okay. I wanted also to explain about the 5 states, what was created with those leaders of the world who thinks that they have mind to lead this world. Okay. About the national, the ONI, LONI, national organization. Okay.
Tariq, your network is really bad. Just organize your network in a good place, then you come back to speak, please. Yeah, thank you very much. Pan-African, you are back now, and Dewell, you are back. Thank you very much. Pan-African, take us through. Tariq was saying, no way, we can't have Balkanization of, there's no hidden agenda. Thank you very much. You made your point, but your network cheated in Eastern Congo, that they are not Congolese. What do you expect them to do? Let me put this question here directly. What do you expect them to do? Pan-African, take it on, please.
All right, thank you so much. Am I coming live? Are you hearing me?
We are hearing you. Go ahead, but your network today is not very good at all, Jermaine. Shoni Wesonga, can you take the platform, please? Shoni Wesonga.
Dr. David, it seems as if many people's networks, for some odd reason, is not working.
Shoni
My network's
Wesonga, can
good.
you take the microphone? Dylan, is a very interesting reason. It's a very interesting topic. That's why people are trying to sabotage it. You know that very well. It is piercing some people where they are seated.
Yes, of course,
Yes,
Dr.
but
David.
we
A
are
lot
not
of
going to
people.
keep quiet. There are people who want a state, and they are not telling Africa what they want. Today, we must, Toboa here, we must talk about it. Because you can't keep on
Exactly.
fighting when we don't know why you are fighting. Shoni Wesonga,
Exactly.
please take the platform. And Dillion, whether we are 2 or 3 or 4 left, we must tell the truth here on this platform. Yes, thank you. Sean.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga David. And of course, to say that the conflict in DRC is not sponsored by some parties that have interest in the country and more so in the minerals will be to state something that is further from the truth. The truth of the matter is and has always remained that Congo has always been a battlefield where various powers, where various individuals, where various governments of the world, more so the Western countries, have come to jostle and be able to carve out their own interests in terms of the resources that are actually in the eastern part of the DRC. And thus, when you look at even at the nature of the conflict, where do we have the most rebel groups? Where do we have the high intensity of the rebel activities and the conflict? It is in the eastern part of DRC. Therefore, it is not by coincidence that we have conflict happening in the eastern part of the DRC, and also we have this part of the country rich with resources. then you cannot be able to alienate the interest in resources with the conflict that is happening in the DRC. And Dr. Matsanga, you just mentioned something that is actually happening currently in DRC, that the government in Kinshasa says that the people who are in the eastern part of the country are not the Congolese people. Whereas these people have been living in this part of the country for decades. These people have been victims of the violence that has been happening in the part of
You lie. Who said it in Kinshasa? Who said it in Kinshasa?
Yes,
boss, Tariq.
May we please have respect in this space?
Boss, yes, Dylan, talk to him. Talk to him.
Guys, I'm speaking to you all politely and respectfully. I'm not being disrespectful to anyone, and I'd like to ask that we share that respect amongst one another. We are all Pan-Africanists here. We're not here to attack anyone. So if someone is saying something that you disagree with, just allow them to finish. And when your time comes, you can state your opinion freely too. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Let me just continue. I was saying, you know, it is really, really unbelievable that the leadership in Kinshasa can actually claim that the people who live in the eastern part of the DRC are not the locals of the DRC. Whereas we've seen on the ground that we have communities that have been living in the eastern part of the Congo for decades, save for maybe those who migrated from Rwanda into the DRC after the aftermath of the rest of the communities have been living in the DRC for the longest time, and most of these rebel groups that are fighting in the parts of the DRC, not all, but most of them are rebel groups which are formed by the natives of the DRC, people who out of certain necessity, mostly hinged on the fact that this region has been experiencing some very dynamic wave of insecurity, have come together to be able to defend their communities, and thus we've been having a number of high number of rebel groups in the eastern part of the DRC. Now, all that said and done, we have to ask ourselves, why do we have a mass inflow of weapons and ammunition in eastern part of DRC? Who finances these rebels? Who arms them with these firearms and ammunitions and the weapons they use in their brutality? It is the people who want to keep the DRC, the social fabric of the DRC, Eastern DRC, disintegrated. These are the same people who for so many years have kept the DRC, the eastern part of the DRC, more fragmented than ever before. And they believe that when these people are divided, when the communities there are fighting against one another, then they're going to have an easy access to the resources. When you read about Abraham Lincoln, he says that a house that is divided upon itself cannot stand. And when you read about Chinua Achebe, he says that when two brothers fight over property, it is the neighbor that inherits this property. And this is a principle, or rather a doctrine that has been used by those who support this kind of violence and Balkanization in the DRC to be able to have an easy way of managing the general population as they spearhead the stealing and the looting of the resources in the eastern DRC. I submit, Dr. Matsanga, that there is an intentional Balkanization of DRC in that we have communities fighting against one another, and in doing so, it gives these interested parties an opportunity to loot away resources meant for the people of Congo. I submit.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a network problem, but at the same time, we want to be behaved. We have to behave well so that we finish. There are people who don't want us to speak, but we are going to speak until the truth comes out and sets us free.
Can I speak then?
Yes. Who is that?
My name's Dan.
Dan, yes. I'm coming to you, sir. You have put up your hand. Dan, where
Yeah, my hand's been up.
yes, Simon, Dan, Simon, are you ready now? Because Simon was here before you. But
Yes, I am.
yeah,
Yes, I am.
No, all good. Simon can go first. I'll go after.
you go after Simon, please.
All right. Greetings to the audience. Thank you for affording me the opportunity to contribute as well, Dr. Masanga. I must appreciate from the onset your valuable Pan-African sentiments. All I can say is to ask you to keep going, and we will support you where required. For the new faces, I am an attorney, business person, and a researcher in areas of interest such as this. I'm based in Nairobi, but I'm currently speaking from Mombasa. I have, first of all, let me make this request to Dr. Matanga and the co-host, if you allow. I request that as we speak, we'll try to use time. I know time is never enough, and especially that we have started a bit late, given differences in time. But I request that at the end of the conversation or somewhere in between, if one requests to make a clarification specifically in my case, allow us at least a minute or under a minute to do so. Is that possible?
Yes. I will do so now if there is need for clarification. And
Thank
when
you
we
very
give
much.
you that clarification, make it quick and land the mic. Thank you. Proceed. Now, from now onwards, each speaker has got 3 minutes. If you see 3 minutes are over, I'll ring the bell, you come down. Any
Very
intervention,
well.
I'll give you 1 minute, intervene, make a clarification, come down. Let's go on. Proceed.
Very well. Firstly, I have a problem with the topical question. To say that is Balkanization the hidden agenda that fails peace in DRC, before I say a yes or no, I am very uncomfortable with the question in itself, especially with regards to the word hidden agenda, the two words. Why hidden? Hidden by who? In the first place, whose responsibility is it to prevent Balkanization? Congo, in my view, is yes vulnerable to Balkanization, given the bad politics and the dysfunctional institutions. Ironically, the issues of Congo are the same. We have previously discussed them, we'll keep discussing them. They have been discussed world over in different fora. They are basically the same. The ills that ail Congo are the same. And the same problems that make DRC vulnerable to Balkanization. But by the phrasing of this question, we are only trying to probably look behind what is apparent to say, is there a hidden hand, or are there hidden the invisible hands that want the parts of DRC or the entire DRC Balkanized? In the first place, I will argue it is the responsibility of Congo as a sovereign that is independent from 1960. Let's take a look at all the 9 neighbors and a few countries of the East African community, say 2 of them, Tanzania and Kenya, that have joined in to help. When were when did they attain independence? Congo is Congo and Congo Brazzaville, and I think Central Africa, among the 9 neighbors, are the first countries to attain independence. 3 years ahead of Kenya, 4 years ahead of Zambia, 2 years ahead of Burundi and Rwanda, 15 years ahead of Angola. So Congo should have done better since then. But because of bad politics, because of dysfunctional institutions, lack of state authority, to say the least, is why today Congo is vulnerable to Balkanization. Before we can look beyond and say, what are the external contributing factors that could even reinforce the existing situation that may lead to Balkanization? Otherwise, if we say it like this, it becomes very negative. But unfortunately, we might end up there if nothing changes in the politics and governance of Congo. For example,
Simon,
yes, sir. Yes,
let me steal a half a minute of yours. Under the platform, I want you to hear me here. If a president of a country tells you at a conference that he doesn't want to speak to those people, he doesn't want to speak to those people. He doesn't want to negotiate with those people. Who are these people? Are they not Congolese? If a spokesman of a country comes up and says, we don't know them, I am defending my title here of Balkanization. If the government itself singles out these people and calls them these people, isn't that hiding something and failing to say we don't know them? I don't want to speak to these people. Who are these people? They are Congolese. They have been in Congo under the Constitutive Assembly arrangement of 1884 partitioning of Africa. They have been there. Now, if you say you don't know them and the sentiments are officially done, I'm being honest here and the balance. You're a lawyer and you know lawyers, even when somebody has murdered, he will try to defend so that the judge can give you a few life sentences instead of 200. I am asking the platform, if Mr. Tshisekedi says that I don't want to speak to these people, I can't negotiate with these people, and the people fighting saying they better go home. Where is their home? That's one side. Now you come on this other side. They have been fighting. They picked up arms to fight. Listen to me. They picked up arms. And I hear, this is Simon, you have been looking for me. For us to have our brain is just bust. On this one, let's bust it this way. This other side of M23, what is their ultimate end game? What is their end game? The other side says he doesn't know those people. They are not Congolese. The M23 have picked up guns. They are fighting. But they don't tell us what they want. I'm trying to help the negotiator here. The mediator is my friend. He better seize this light. if they don't, they have come out and said, we want to rejoin the Congolese army. The president he said, we don't want them. And you here, we as Africans, how long shall we be hiding? Hiding. That's why I said, it is a hidden agenda, Simon. Come on. Simon.
Yes. I
You're a
hear you,
lawyer. The president on the other side does not want these guys. These guys also don't want to tell us why they are fighting. What do they want? Do they want to capture Ngoma, make it their headquarters? Biafrans have told us what they don't want. Biafrans in Nigeria say they don't want Buhari and the Fulani people. Amazonians in Cameroon have told us they don't want Paul Biya. Can we go now? Let's go.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
mention the countries. Yes.
I was actually coming there, Daktari. Allow me to
then, because
prosecute.
when you say the topic, it is the exact topic. It's a hidden agenda. Someone is hidden. The government has hidden itself under these auspices of a mutiny to refuse their own people who are Congolese and call them names. Where do they go then? No, let me ask you. If you don't want M23, where do you create them a home in the universe, Venice? Are you creating them a home in Venice or Jupiter? Where do you want them to go? I'm not a younger man like Tshisekedi. I'm 68. I did politics with his father. So he's not going to threaten me because of size. Boss, I'm talking the truth here. I'm trying to save Africa. And if people want to think I am speaking something which is not correct, this thing is on both sides. Mr. Nationalist, you'll be given time to speak. So don't do the thumbs down. I'm speaking the truth to bring out the problem. The government says it doesn't recognize the rebels. The rebels say they are Congolese. So you who is coming on this platform, tell me, where do we put them? That's it, Simon.
Okay.
I was trying to help you.
Thank you, Daktari. Thank you, Daktari. I hear you, and I see where you are coming from. Why I have a problem with the hidden agenda? One, we would have to assume that, the fighters, the non-state actors in this case, with their presumed backers, would be the ones with an interest in balkanizing Congo. If we want to bring in, to look at it from the prisms of, interest in resources and the links with ethnic groups and the other ethnic compilation that are victims of the historical frontier influences, then you would only say, yes, there is a hidden agenda, but there are not much facts to really back up that. But looking on the other side, what would the government or the leadership in Kinshasa, with the president at the helm, benefit from balkanization or cultivating conditions that make balkanization ripe as we speak? It is to their failure. And that is why I say that the government of Congo, the bad politics in Congo, the dysfunctional institutions, literally lack of state authority, is what makes or might lead to balkanization. But in actual fact, I'm not a proponent of balkanization. No one wants balkanization. Let's look around, Daktari and the audience, if you allow me. the countries, for example, that I just mentioned, the neighbors around Congo, are either members of ICGLR or members of the East African Community or members of SADC and others members of ECAS. These are all members of the African Union and part of the international community. So we have examples. Let's start from South Africa. The ANC was labeled terrorists by the apartheid regime. But when that ended, when the war ended, did we end up with Balkanization? What was the difference? The difference, in my view, was a robust government that came and, you know, with the affirmative action, with the Truth and Reconciliation and other national initiatives, unified the country. Now we are talking about the African Renaissance in South Africa. Let's look at Angola, which actually the leader of Congo is running to, part of the of SADC. For how long did they fight? UNITA and the Emperor.
Put a full stop there.
Mm.
It is good you have brought a very good example, because I want you to learn from this today. The Angolan War, Savimbi was fighting for Balkanization of Angola.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
UNITA wanted an Angola in whose headquarters are in Huambo.
I
because
know.
he says the Walato, they are called Walato, the white face, the colored guys of the South had taken over all the resources. That is what we call the creation of a state through Balkanization because of ethnicity. Huambo was the headquarters of the black Angolans who look like Congolese of the north. And Rwanda was the headquarters of the colored. Okay?
Yes. I'm coming there, Dr. Matanga.
Yeah, finish it that way. Because you have tried to know, you have tried to make the point, then you are knocking back on Balkanization. That was Balkanization of a state.
Yes, but what did we? You see, my argument, Dr. Matanga.
Savimbi had a clear he had no hidden agenda. Savimbi said the colored guys of Walato have taken over the resources of Angola. He was straightforward. But so far in Congo, we don't know. Both sides hate each other. Kinshasa government does not like to hear any word of M23. Don't confuse us.
That is what I'm saying, Dr. Matanga. Yes. Allow me to prosecute my point. I was just showing the difference. You know, as you rightly said, Savimbi and his UNITA was fighting for Balkanization. I don't want to offend anyone, but even at some point, we all know South Africa intervened on one side of UNITA, where there was a conflict between the socialist and the capitalist philosophies. But what did we end up with? When the government did whatever they did, including whether killing Savimbi, but they didn't exclude his tribe of the, is it of Imbundu or something? The government has unified the country. UNITA is the second largest, though in opposition, but the second largest political party in the country. They are participating in national building. To whose credit is that? It's to the performing government of MPLA. They have unified the country. So we didn't end up with Balkanization, that's what I'm saying. I will, at a later point, link it with the Congo issue. I'm only showing, I'm drawing parallels from around that are of the most recent history. Go to Mozambique. Where is Renamo? For how long did they fight? They are the second largest party in the country, in the three, though in opposition.
In a nutshell,
yes, they still have challenges.
Because we have so many speakers.
Yes,
Simon,
they still have.
Simon, in a nutshell, you are saying the M23 is also fighting. If the fighting ends, it becomes part and a parcel.
I'm coming
of the
there.
Congolese.
Allow me.
Because the Congolese, don't take us too far. The government in Congo says they don't recognize them.
No, I am coming to that, Dr. Matanga. Allow me to rush into my. Allow me to deliver my argument. I am only saying, look, I am drawing these parallels so that we critically look at the failure of the government, which will probably lead to Balkanization, which is internally orchestrated, and it's not up to M23. By the way, let me jump most of the other points I wanted to make for the sake of getting you to either agree or understand my argument. M23 is not the only rebel group in the Congo. We are talking, if we look back from the 1960s, there were attempts of secession from Katanga. The same still exists today. Are you aware that there is Katangese Liberation Force now with a flag, with their flag?
Okay,
who are even saying
you have 1 minute to land. 1 minute to land.
You have interrupted me. You have interrupted me, Mr.
Time. There are so many people making complaints.
Let me finish on this one. Let me just try. Very well. Don't interrupt me again. Now, you have the Katangese Liberation Force who are saying if the elections are stolen again, they are going to declare their separate country in Katanga. You have issues now in Maindombe, intercommunal fightings. You have now some rebels around Kinshasa. You have in South Kivu. You know there is a grocery. Even MONUC has a grocery of over 260 armed groups, fighting for different kinds of reasons. Now, M23 is one of those, but it's not. You cannot get M23 and bundle it with these other groups because these are natives who are fighting for their native rights. Say exclusion. They have a population of their community parents and their kins and kisses in numbers about 500,000, languishing in refugee camps in the neighboring countries. They have been at war since the 2013. There is a litany of agreements with the government and honored. You have the international community, you have the regional intergovernmental organizations, all reiterating the same thing. The issue in Eastern Congo, as much as there are many issues which we don't talk about in Kasai, in Katanga, in Maindombe, in South Kivu, in Bandundu, and we are not mentioning those, but you are talking about M23. Yes, M23 is a community, maybe the difference is that it has been persecuted for a long time. It only has been mutating into different names, but the same grievances remain. From FDR, AFDER during Kabila, to CNDP, to M23-1 and the M23-2 now. These agreements are not respected. You have the government playing the hard ball and the president has adopted maximalist position where the government only feeds the country on missing variables of otherwise what should be the objective political and governance policies. You have the region coming in to help to prevent this Balkanization. How do you reconcile the two situations of where ESC sends in a force to pacify Eastern Congo and the host government undermines it? They refuse to extend their mandate when they have invited them. They have now refused to clear the incoming force commander after having frustrated the first one, and he resigned and went, citing issues of the government refusing to pay the technical support bills. You have the same country running to SADC just a day or two after they had convened the Peace and Security Council of the African Union, which is a superior organ or the controlling organ over these intergovernmental organizations we are talking about. You have the same resolutions by the same organ of 2014, immediately after the force was defeated, that are not attended to. You have the UN resolution of 2013 that mandated the Force Intervention Brigade under MONUSCO, composed of some of the forces from these countries to fight the numerous armed groups. But they only targeted M23. They defeated them, they disappeared, but that was not enough to solve the root causes of the problem. That's why they have reappeared. And after defeating M23, that was enough for them. The mandate was, accomplished. When you still have a number of armed groups killing people, exploiting resources, including negative forces, evil forces that are internationally indicted, like the FDRR of Rwanda. Today, out of shame, the UN has said they are not going to get involved. Although they say they will support at an arm's length, but they will not get involved because the government that you are supposed to support is working alongside terrorist groups and genocidal forces that are internationally indicted, and this is against the UN Charter. So
okay.
You have the government.
Boss,
Let me finish on this one.
Simon, with due respect,
one person is speaking too much.
With due respect, I've given you a lot of time.
I'm landing. Just give me a second.
No, you have
just
made
a
your
second.
point.
Yes.
I have made your point. You are no, wait, please. No, Simon, wait. Let me control this platform, please.
Yes.
I am controlling the platform, and you are not going to control the platform for me. At the same time, you are lecturing me, taking me away, and repeating the same thing. All the problems you are saying is the same thing I've been saying. That it is the government says it doesn't know these people in the East. You are talking about resources, taking resources, which is part of Balkanization. What makes people get annoyed is because the resources are not equitably supplied. Hello, what type of student are you? The resources are not equitably given to people. There are people there. There are forces, external forces. And I've told you at the beginning of this platform that there are two external forces. The Interahamwe and the ADF of Uganda. Those are the ones that I know invaded. They are in Congo, sitting on Congo. But the rest of the forces are Congolese. But the government in Kinshasa doesn't recognize them, does not recognize M23 as Congolese. What do you want to, ladies and gentlemen on the platform, I think you can see I've not been biased. And also when the rebels pick up the guns, what are they fighting for? Tell me the end game of the rebels. Do you want
I
to
am
fight to
only
make a
saying,
government
Dr.
in
Matanga,
UNITA? No,
let me
wait,
finish on this.
Wait, sir. Give me a
Just
chance.
3 seconds. You will allow me
No,
only
give me a
3
chance
seconds.
as a host.
Excuse me, but when will I be able to speak?
Give me a chance as a host. You can't control me and influence me in a wrong direction. Tell me what the rebels want at the end of this war. Tell the crowd here. What do they want? One Congo? Yes. If they fight and win the war and come on table, they want one Congo. All of us want one Congo. So don't tell me that they don't have an aim. They must have an aim. Then why are they picking the guns? They have been mutilated. They have been isolated. They have been discriminated. And that's what they have been saying. Remember, most of them are my friends. Some of them are my friends. They know me by color, by name, by height. Don't think I don't know what they go through. So I'm bringing this topic. What is it that makes the government of DRC reject its own people? Makes the government of DRC tell Kenya to leave? Makes the government of DRC to say, people come in here and they are working with the other group, not us. What is this that I'm trying to find out so that we can help the world, Jamen? That's all I'm trying to do. So, Simon, I want to allow somebody else to speak. You will come
Just
back
give
and,
me 3 seconds to close
Simon,
this.
you
3
will come
seconds.
back and fill those
please.
gaps. I'm not
Okay.
giving you any more chance, please.
All right.
You will come back and close, please.
All right. Thanks.
Respect me, Wakili. You are a lawyer. Respect me. You will come back and close. Thank you. Let me have Adams. Dan speaking, please.
Hello. Thank you for giving me the time to talk. Something I was wondering about when it comes to your opinions on all of this is what do you think the DRC would look like after if the rebels were hypothetically able to successfully complete their missions and like reclaim the entirety of what we call the DRC now?
That's a very good question, Dan. That is an excellent question. I actually love what you just brought to the platform.
What did Dan ask? I didn't hear it. Africa, can you say it?
Dan asked that what would happen if the rebels successfully claimed Congo? What would then happen?
Exactly. Dan, that is now, the platform is here for everybody to discuss.
Is Dan still here? Dan, where are you?
I think he left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
May I say something about that, if you allow me?
Edwin, go ahead.
Thank you, Doctor. First, thank you for being neutral today.
I am going to be very neutral because I want a peaceful Africa.
Yeah.
I am going to speak against both sides, and I'm not interested. I don't need their gold or diamond. I need only God to honor me when I pass away.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you.
You're doing a good job. Now, I would want to respond to Dan's question, and then as well, since I still have a microphone, if you would allow me, with your permission, I had requested for it. I would make my submission after responding to Dan, if you allow me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead. You're already on the platform.
My name is Edwin Musoni from Rwanda. First, I wanted to make it clear to Dan that the rebels in DRC have made it clear that they are not conquering the state. They are fighting for a particular cause, of which that cause is about themselves and their own people. So they just want to be established, recognized, and have their rights. So they're not fighting to capture a state. Had they been fighting to capture a state, they would either have proceeded down and captured Goma, or they would have proceeded up and went all the way to Kinshasa. But they didn't. They were all circling around their own territory. Now, that's the submission that I wanted to make regarding Dan's question. Now, regarding myself, what I wanted to, luckily I have stolen the show. I want to take you back to Balkanization. Who wants to Balkanize Congo? Anyone knows who wants to Balkanize Congo and can speak upright with their front head and say, I know this person has a plan and has done this to Balkanize Congo. Now,
I do.
Before we get to that,
just hold on.
Yes, doctor.
Edwin has asked a question. Hold on, don't kill him before he finishes. Finish up. You have asked a very serious question. Who wants to balkanize? Lukwago, where are you here today?
Now, before we
come up here, there are so many people who will answer you here today.
I have a second.
There are so many people among wait, Edwin.
Yes, doctor.
Among the 9 members, and among the 9 neighbors, there are some who want to balkanize Congo. Yes. Don't hide. Today we are tuambiane ukweli wewe bwana Musoni.
Yes, bwana.
Don't
yes,
hide.
Bwana.
Yes, they are among the 9 countries. There are countries that want to balkanize Congo. Don't hide. Yes, let's talk the truth and save Africa. If we are going to come here and hide, and bring a theory which you don't know, when you don't know a theory, don't speak.
Thank you.
My good friend Simon is a lawyer. He doesn't know anything. The theory he's talking about is not worth it. I am trying to bring him to the right thing. If Tshisekedi says he doesn't recognize the M23, then where did the M23 come from? From planet Jupiter, or Sun, or Venus, or Mars? Are they not Congolese?
Doctor,
are they not Congolese?
You owe me
where
time.
do we take them?
You owe me time. You owe me more time.
Yes, there you are. You have the time now.
Now I have a follow-up question. What if balkanizing Congo is the best thing that can ever happen to the Eastern DRC, and that place gets to
be
organized?
You're crazy if you think that'll happen.
What if balkanizing Congo is the best thing that can ever happen to DRC, and it is going to make that place very organized, free of armed groups, gets to develop, gets to compete with the rest of the world?
Explain why, Edwin.
Sonny, those are the questions we are battling here today. You are putting us. You now land the mic and allow people to answer you.
You are going to make me land before I actually make a point.
No,
you will give me an audience later again, right? If you make me land,
you have another question.
No,
you have another question.
I wanted to put a little bit of a background on it, but if you make me land, then you will afford me more time.
You are already on the microphone. You have been here one of
we get
those
to have
who
the
started
question
with
answered.
us. Yes, land with another question or an explanation.
An explanation. Now, the explanation I'm going to give you relates from what happened from 1500 to 2023. In 1500, 5 million people were taken out of the whole territory of the current Congo as slaves, including the Kinyarwanda people. When the Belgians took over Congo, annexed Congo, they recognized Congo and its tribes minus the Kinyarwanda speaking Congo. Yet it had been encircled among the territories colonized by Congo. You see where it all comes from? Now, it comes back. I'm going to rush you. I'm not going to take much of your time. It comes back to what is happening today. There is a law that is in the pipeline within the DRC high profile parliamentary circles called the Siani law, which Congolese say it is targeting Moise Katumbi, the opposition, one of the opposition people. But this law is meant to be, well, to give you a little bit of a background, the law says that if you do not have descendants that were recognized in the Congo during the 19008, you cannot participate in any elective position. That means if you are a Congolese from this part of the Banyamulenge, you can never hold any position of authority in Congo. Now, they say that that law is targeting one person. The person they say that they are targeting is well established. He doesn't need even anything. Doesn't need even to be recognized because he even has double citizenship. The law, in reality, is targeting these people to never, if it comes in force, they would never occupy any post in office. Now, I wanted to give you that little bit of a background.
You have
I can come back with
that target.
A lot more context later,
Edwin,
but allow me to learn for
faster.
now and pass over the mic.
Doctor, may I speak if you allow me?
Doctor, I came before all these people, you know.
Everybody, you guys are making it difficult right now. Can you all just allow us to choose, because we are taking note of who enters and leaves the platform.
Who is speaking at the moment?
We are taking note of hands that are up. Dr. David, are you there? Dr. David? Okay, I'm going to leave the platform, guys.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. Before you leave, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear Dr. David?
Edwin, can you come down?
Some connection problems.
Edwin, can you come down, please?
I think network is cracking on different platforms.
Oh, okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we keep on. This network has come back again against us. My co-host, you will come back. When it does that, go down, then come back, because it looks like there's today the currents, the waves on Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean are not giving proper, the proper internet. So thank you very much, Edwin. You finished. Now I was coming to another person who has been here for a long time. Is this man called DEA? What are you Deacon? Yes, Mr. Deacon. And then
yes.
I come to Mr.
Yes.
LAR. Then Madame Fausta number 14. Fausta 72. Please mark those numbers. Then I come to Luceni Blackstone. Those are the people going to speak in that order. Then I come to activist, who will have to stop there. Then we take questions, more questions, and answer questions. Then we bring in another set of speakers. Let's be not biased. Let's speak both. Now we know there is a law in parliament. Is it true or not? D.A. Deacon.
Yes, thanks, Dr. Matanga. So, good evening to everyone. I'm happy to hear the world. So, all I can start with is that nobody in this world or in this aspect nobody in this world have advocated for Balkanization. Matanga, can you close the mic? Dr. Matanga, the mic is open and okay, thanks. So nobody have been advocating for Balkanization like the DRC Congo government or the DRC Kinshasa government. Since 1960, they've been talking about the Balkanization since 1960. Was there Rwandese or was there this problem of East? No, there was no problem of rebels, but they've been talking about Balkanization since. So nobody have been pushing this agenda other than DRC Kinshasa government. Another thing I can add is that these people you're talking about, the M23, they have signed, they have a legit agreement between them and the Congolese government, and the guarantee or the witness is the UN in 2009. So they have signed. Their agenda is well known. The Kinshasa government know well their agenda, but what I can say is that this problem of East have been a good agenda for the Kinshasa people government to gain popularity. So when there is war, they say there is war and the bad people are those ones. So they manipulate people using this subject. They've been manipulating the people since 1996 using this subject of Rwandese. When someone, an activist, come out and he said, and he's the one who hate Rwandese more than anyone. He's promoted to deputy or maybe even to be a senate. No, everybody who's anti-Rwanda, he's promoted. That's how this agenda has been working. And when Tshisekedi came, he thought he would use the same card as the predecessor, Kabila. He thought he would be using the same agenda, using the war, because this war help them to get more money. They take too much resources in this during this time, and nobody's there to check because there is a war, and you can't be telling them to do anything other than their thinkings. So there is nobody. If there is someone who have been promoting the Balkanization, is the government of Congo, and if there is anyone who will who profit from this chaos, is the Kinshasa people, the Kinshasa government. Every time there is a war, that's when you see all Congolese, they are united against Rwanda, against M23/Rwanda. These are Congolese. Their agenda is well known. Nowhere in their agenda they've been talking about Balkanization. Maybe if you are you can, if you are well documented, you can tell us about their agreements, but nowhere they say Balkanization. This is just a tool that have been used by the Kinshasa people to gain popularity, because they know Kinshasa people have been anti-Rwanda since I don't know which time. So that's what I can say. They've been using this card. So Tshisekedi think he will be using this card, but the international community don't want him to use this card. That's why he's failing. That's why you've been looking. EAC don't want him to use this kind of anti-Rwanda. The problem they have to be solved using this problem of anti-Rwanda M20. That problem won't be solved. The SADC have been there since 2013. They only have been able, when they came during that time and they defeated M23, there were only 40 rebel groups. But their task was to remove all the rebel groups. What happened? The rebel groups multiplied to 266. And for your information, in foreign rebel groups are not 2, they are 14. They are 14. So what have they done? They
That's
have
very
only
good.
helped
You
for
have
the
given me more information on that. That's very good.
yeah
14 rebel groups,
yeah
foreign groups, 14.
yes
Okay.
there are 14 rebel groups. The remaining are local. Who's promoting
inbox me later on, my brother. I know you very well. We always communicate with you. Inbox. I want to know them because I knew two from one from my country and another one the Interahamwe. But now, if you say 14, there could be some from Central Africa and the Congo Brazzaville. There could be one from where? Well, there are many. There are many countries. That's why I said all the countries surrounding Congo, they have a problem with Congo. All the neighbors, there is something wrong with them. Yes. You see, if you say 14 groups, foreign groups, including MONUSCO, this is very dangerous.
It's one of the, even MONUSCO is a rebel group because they've been plundering their resources. So all I can say is that this card of anti-Rwanda is it have been of a good profit for the Kinshasa government since Kabila 1 to Kabila 2. So Tshisekedi also want to use it. He know he can solve this problem, but he know if he want to solve this and make friendship with Rwanda, the Congolese don't want it. So he also used the same card as Kabila, but this will not work because the international community have been seeing how chaos have been of a good advantage to the Kinshasa government, not to the Kinshasa people, the Kinshasa government. But he have to solve it in an amicable way. That's why they said this problem will be solved with the political, not militarily. But they want to push military so that their people will say, we love our government, we are behind you. And this problem always come. They have signed things, all the agreement that they have signed since CNDP-RCD. They've never done nothing about it. They have to do it. Whether it will take anything for the pacification of East Congo, wherever the solution, it is okay. Whether there will be a federal state, whether there will be anything, but Kinshasa have been profiting from this chaos. That's how they get their money. That's why you see people going, lying that they are going to buy guns. They eat that money. That's how they plunder all the resources in fraud. During this chaos, no one can point fingers because they are in a war. So all these chaos have been of a good advantage to the Kinshasa government, not the Kinshasa people. Tshisekedi also want to use this thing. That's why he say he won't negotiate. He won't. Okay, that's what. That was my.
Land the mic.
Yeah.
Land the mic.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that anything that will help Congo is welcome, whether it's Balkanization, whether it's federal state, because the Kinshasa government don't love at all this East Congo. They profit from the chaos. That's how they get their popularity. That's how they get to steal the East. That all these 260, most of them, their bosses are in Kinshasa parliament. That's how they get their money. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have opened up.
This is how Rwanda is speaking.
Yes,
they are speaking all like that. All Rwandans are speaking like that.
Okay,
yeah,
now
Doctor, I
if
wish
you are
you could take a
Congolese,
Congolese person
if
to
you are
speak as
Congolese,
well,
can you be disciplined then come and rebut them? Now there is Mr. XP. You are from Congo.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not from Congo.
Doctor, can you please give the speech to Abiano, please?
Yes, I want
May I speak,
Congolese.
please, doctor?
All of you are Congolese.
No.
Yes.
There's a misunderstanding here, doctor. With all due respect,
Don't
I'd like
follow.
to
Don't follow the
reinforce
flag,
something.
please.
Okay.
You see, there's the whole topic. If I could even start about the whole topic about Balkanization. If there's one thing I can reassure you about the Congo, there will never be Balkanization. There's
Okay,
three
go ahead.
elements.
Go ahead. You are already on the platform. You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So there's three elements you
No,
need to
first of
understand.
all, who say I'm
There's the
not the
politics.
Congolese?
Right? There's the politics, right? The politicians, there's the army, and there's the people. These are all three different things, responding in different ways when it comes to the M23. And I've heard you speak about M23 saying they're Congolese. I want to reaffirm that these are not Congolese people. Okay? There's mountains
now?
of evidence showing that these people are Rwandans because we have recorded them coming through the road that they came into the Congo. Okay, we know they came through Bunangana. We know which roads they took to come into the Congo. If they're Congolese, where were they all along? Why is it that every time we kill one of these M23s, you're most likely to find a random ID on the soldier? Why is that? Why is it that you have so many Rwandans supporting the M23, even though it has nothing to do with their country? Why is it that M23 is 90% or more Tutsi? Right? What we have in this case is Rwandan government manipulating the Tutsi tribes of the Congo, okay? Telling them that they're their brothers because you know you have Tutsis in the Congo and Tutsis in Rwanda. They're manipulating the Tutsis in the Congo to react against their own government. If you tell me these people are Congolese, I have multiple examples that they're not Congolese. The M23 was never Congolese. The M23 wants to get into the army to continue the infiltration that happened from 96. If you look at 96, did you know that James Kabarebe was the chief of state, the supreme, one of the top soldiers in the Congolese army? James Kabarebe. He was saying he was Congolese as well. Now we know James Kabarebe is not Congolese. You know, all these 9 neighbors that we have, what they're hoping for will never happen. There will never be Balkanization. I understand that in the Congo, we have our own political issues that we're trying to resolve right now. But we will not resolve it by allowing another group of foreign people to infiltrate our army. That can never happen. How
about that because we have very bad network. We have a bad network. That's why you are dropping, but you can come back later to finish your point. Let's go back to Mr. X. I had chosen.
No, no.
I had
Please,
chosen
please, doctor. Please, doctor. I think that is
LAR. Yes.
doctor. Please,
Yes. No. Wait.
doctor. Please.
I will come to you.
I think Abias was speaking. Please. He was
Okay.
speaking.
Just
We
say
cannot drop
you
him
have
down
1
like
minute.
that. Please. So no, I think that Abias was speaking. If we have got network problem, it's very simple to get him that up. He's there. He's
Yes, I'm
laughing.
going to get him up.
There.
Now you want to manage, then speak. Do you want to speak or manage?
Yeah. So I want to speak, but I think that my English is not
back to the
yes,
to the platform.
Doctor,
I have given him the thing, please. Anna
thank you,
Bias,
doctor.
can
But
you now come up, please?
yeah,
Yes,
please,
I'm back.
doctor. Thank you, doctor, for
Let's
speak.
not
You can,
But
turn
you
this
can go ahead,
into.
nationalist. I'll speak after you if you want. If you want to go ahead, or if I should wait.
He's there.
I'm back.
Go ahead.
I don't understand how the connection issue only affected me, but like I was saying,
No,
even
you
lost.
weren't being heard, sir. So
Go
you had
ahead,
to
bro.
come down,
Go ahead.
then come up.
What was the last thing you guys heard so that I can go back and recapitulate on that point? Hello?
The manipulation. You talk about manipulation. Yes.
So the point I was trying to make is that we've had random individuals infiltrate our army for years, right? Let's just, in brackets, let's just understand this. How is Rwanda the biggest exporter of coltan in the region when they don't even have one coltan mining? Last year, they've exported over 260 tons of coltan. Where did that coltan come from? If you could understand where these resources are coming from and going to, you'll understand the people who are benefiting from this war. Rwanda has benefited from this war. Rwanda has financed these M23 individuals, and they have the audacity to claim that they're Congolese. I'm very upset because you've allowed so many people who have no idea about the problem to come over here and share all these misguided information and probably pollute people's mind. All right, let me just clarify one last time before I land, okay?
Unbiased, I have allowed you now to clarify those issues. This is democracy.
I understand that. I am clarifying,
No.
but I felt like you were
No,
more,
no,
on the side that
Everybody who
M23
comes
are
to my,
Congolese.
no,
They're
I'm
not.
unbiased, my brother. Everybody who comes to this platform is a human being.
I
You
understand and
allow
I
them to
appreciate the
speak.
fact that you've given everybody the platform, but I felt like you were leaning on the point
Now
that
I am
M23.
giving you the platform.
Yes, and I want to
don't know
clarify
these
one thing
people.
to everyone that is listening. The M23 is not Congolese, okay? Out of all these 260 groups they're talking about, there's only two big threats to the Congo. That's the M23 and the ADF. And the ADF, they're being fought and pushed back in Bunagana every day. Right? There are people suffering behind all these things that people may find entertaining or informative. There's actually real Congolese people dying in the hands of these rebels. And I just can't understand how people can even try to side with these rebels, with the atrocities that they've been committing in our country. Right? Everywhere they leave, there's at least 200 people. There's graveyards everywhere. These people are killing innocent people. Okay, for what? For minerals? We asked the Rwandan government to cooperate with us. We told them we can provide you guys with the minerals, you provide us with the factories, and we could both win. They refused that because they rather steal from us. Okay, and this goes to the Kenyan government as well. Who doesn't know that the gold that they sell on and export also comes from Congo? Who doesn't know that Ruto, before he became president, he was mocking the Congolese people? And then how do we expect the EAC to come and be useful when they're composed of people who get along? Rwanda and Kenya gets along very well. Okay, so how can we expect them to come and be be an offensive force towards the M23? Right? The M23 is financed by Rwanda.
You brought in a new dimension and a bias. Hold the fire. You are saying you are chasing out Kenyan troops because the president was biased against the Congolese.
No. I said before Ruto became president, he was already
before
mocking.
He became the president.
He was mocking. He had to come back and apologize.
So
he
you
was
have not
mocking,
forgiven
right?
him.
No.
What?
Let's not confuse
Yes.
things here, right? The reason
I'm
why
I'm trying to get it correct,
okay.
sir.
So the reason why we are against EAC is because we do not need people to negotiate, to help us negotiate with the M23. There will not be any negotiations. And I'm speaking as a Congolese youth. This is the sentiment that we all share. No matter what political party you're from, we all share the same sentiment, which is we will never negotiate
so in
with the
short,
terrorists.
You don't want the president. You don't. Please let me know. I'm learning.
Okay.
In short, you don't want President Uhuru Kenyatta to mediate anywhere.
No, we don't need that. We need the rebels to be taken care of like they should be taken care of. What we need is an offensive response so that the message can be very clear. There's only one government. There will always be one government. And the only way to power in Congo is through elections. Okay? All these rebellions, all these balkanization attempts will not happen. If the M23 was so powerful, they were going to reach Kinshasa. Since they haven't, they will never. This is not 2012. This is not 2000. The Congolese people have a different mentality, and no one who will be picking up arms will ever become president, will ever take power. You will not. I said at the beginning, there's three parts of that you need to understand. There's the politicians, there's the military, and then you have the population. If you manage to sign a deal with the politicians that the population is not okay with, trust me, it will not work. So balkanization will never happen. Those speaking about Katanga back in the 1960s, they attempted, they failed. They have groups that have dropped arms. They will never ever succeed. That is one thing we need to understand. Congo will be indivisible. It will never be devised. So the only way right now right? We are trying to figure out a way to buy the necessary weapons, to buy to train the necessary soldiers, the right amount of soldiers to go in there and deal with these M23 once and for all. Rwanda, if they want minerals, they will start buying. Kenya, all our neighbors. Because let's not forget, all these 9 neighbors participated to bringing down Mobutu. Let's not forget that. So we don't have so much trust around us. That's why we prefer SADC. We prefer the Angolans, the Namibians. Okay? They have their own wealth. They don't need to steal from us. We feel much safer dealing with them. You understand? So that is my point. I just want to clarify the whole topic about Balkanization. It will never happen. It cannot happen. In today's Congo, I doubt it.
Thank you very much. That's it. That is the type of debate I'm interested in here. So that
if you really want the real information, you need to go to the source, doctor. All these people, randoms coming here, you will see their support for M23.
They are also
and as a Congolese, listen, I understand. As a Congolese, it pains me to the bone to hear that because they don't understand the anger we have.
Yeah, but they are
personal
human
for us.
beings.
No, I understand. It's personal.
Brother,
you see people talking about Balkanization, talking about M23. It's personal to us. It's not a game.
Okay, brother, they are human beings. We need democracy. We are running democracy. The platform here is offered to us to exercise the will of social media.
I appreciate it. I don't want to hold the mic any longer than I have to. We can pass it on to the next person. I think I've said enough.
Okay, thank you very much. The platform here is teaching us in the future people will relinquish government using Twitter. Twitter will gang against presidents and they gang against one president and they will leave power. So this power, this machine, social media is becoming a big tool in the generations to come, 10 years to come.
Sorry,
it
doctor.
could be the most powerful tool.
I don't mean to
change
cut you
dictators.
through. Sorry, doctor. I don't mean to cut you through. I just want you to be aware of something. I will share a documentary with everyone here. There are so many fake Rwandan accounts that we've been able to trace the IP back to Rwanda who have Congolese flags or using Congolese names in order to misguide people's opinion. All right. I see some who are here right now and they're laughing because they know I know them. You have XP, you have Deacon. All of these, they're not Congolese. They have the Congolese flag, but their purpose, right, is to misguide people's opinion, to try and, misinform people. That's what their purpose is. Okay. I just want you to be aware of that. Not everybody.
I'm aware.
Exactly. So
I'm
there's
aware,
also
that's
a media.
I also
social media warfare going on as well. You see. So these are the type of people we're dealing with. When I tell you those M23 are Rwandans, you will see these people. If you trace their IP, you will see they're Rwandans. Okay, pretending to be Congolese to skew people's opinion away. So those who read information, be very careful what you read.
My platform is for a better Africa.
How can we have better Africa when we have our own neighbors who wish us harm? How are we going to deal with better Africa?
My platform is for the whole Africa, gentlemen. Please, don't put me in a corner to start a discrimination here. My platform is for humanity. We are speaking to create a better world, a united Africa. And the problem, you can see, Dylan, I think our topic was spot on. You can see hidden sentiments. Hidden sentiments are there. Mr. Anabias has brought them out completely. And that's a hidden, there's somebody using this war who is not asking us, who is not telling us the truth about this war. What's the end game of this war? How long will the people suffer? Innocent people. When we hear stories that there are not only 2 rebel groups foreign, there are 14 and 260 groups. When will this war end? When will people have peace in this country? That's why, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I have struggled to bring this topic. The Ethiopian issue was even hotter than this. Tigray did not like to see Ethiopia in Addis Ababa. But we managed to talk Today, Tigray and the Ethiopians are working together, rebuilding their country. They regret why they destroyed their country. So let's also look for ways. When you reach a point to say you don't need East African forces there, you are emphasizing the point that the president said. So now we know exactly what the situation is. They will leave. The East African stabilization force will leave. But when it leaves, what next? What next? You have already told us that the rebels cannot reach Kinshasa. What about if they reach Ngoma and take it over? Then you come and fight. We allow a big war. Everybody is quiet now.
No, doctor, I have an answer to that. I have an answer if
No,
you'll allow
don't
me.
give me. You have already said,
No,
but I'm now
you've
also
asked the
asking you
question,
something
but
that
I
is
feel
equal to
like I
you.
keep saying, I feel like you're a bit one-sided. If these
I'm
rebels
not
wanted to reach,
one-sided. Don't accuse me now because I've stopped you from talking. You are saying, "Oh, I'm
no,
one-sided."
can I
Now talk.
give me 30 seconds and I'll explain to you,
Yes,
right?
go ahead.
If these rebels really wanted to take Goma, right, they had multiple opportunities to head towards Goma. But their plan was never to take Goma. Their plans was to create a corridor for the minerals to leave Masisi area, Ruchuru area towards Rwanda. Goma at one time was not even very well protected because keep in mind the Congolese army is very, very infiltrated with M23 and Rwandan members, Rwandan soldiers. They have infiltrated the Congolese army since '96 till present. Okay, now it's only now that we're detecting one, and some of them are running and rejoining the M23 officially. This is why I'm saying it's very difficult for a non-Congolese person to have the full information and full understanding of what is really happening. Okay, and you're a prime example. If they wanted to take Goma, they would have done that long time ago. But they're not there to take over Goma. They're not there for balkanization. This is an economical warfare. It's there to keep the supply of minerals running out of the country. They've reached as far as Kibumba, if you remember. They were 20 kilometers away from Goma. Okay? The reason EAC is there is because EAC is closing their eyes while the minerals still go to their respective countries. Their plan was never to take Goma. This is why I'm saying I feel like you are a bit one-sided, but you do not hold
I
the
am not.
complete
You have
information. You're a bit misinformed.
no.
I feel that you're a
Please.
bit misinformed.
No, you are accusing me wrongly now.
Then I apologize, but I feel that you're very
me.
misinformed on the topic.
I
the war in
have
Congo.
been in all Congolese peace talks with Tshisekedi the father, with
Tshisekedi the father never had any peace talks. He was never in a position to have.
Not Tshisekedi the father. There is another professor. What is his name? A very popular professor, opposition leader. What is his name?
Who you're talking about? Fayulu? You're talking about who you speaking of?
Fayulu is not professor. I don't know.
No,
but
I think Dr. Matsanga, if I may jump in, it might be Professor Paul something Buyoya. He's a Congolese. He has a lot of books
no,
about
there's
the
professor. There are so many.
Mbala.
There was a professor who was leading a movement around the Kabila days. We were together in Sun City, in Lusaka, in Durban, in all these conferences, hammering out the peace process of Congo. So I know Kabila himself in Tanzania. So I've met all those people. So don't tell me I am biased. I am not. If you wanted to know who I am exactly, I couldn't be biased because I am trying to get a better Africa.
No, I understand.
But I'm not
and
biased.
For those who are writing to me, inboxing me, telling me about territories, why am I respecting colonial territories?
Professor Wamba, dear Wamba.
Tell them to stop.
Professor Wamba, dear Wamba.
Yeah, he passed away already a long time ago.
Yes, the late Professor Wamba, dear Wamba. We have been together in meetings. Let me come back, allow a lady. I can see Olivia. You have come up here. Maybe already the first LAA Fausta 72. We still have you, Madam. Let's have a lady. Then we have LAR. LAR. Then let's have the lady Fausta 72. Then bring some sense to the add on what other people have said. We have learned something new here today, and I'm learning. So that is it. The topic is there. People are saying it is not a hidden agenda, and yet then they talk about minerals going somewhere, which causes trouble, because if minerals are stolen and taken to Rwanda, that is already, you are dissatisfied with the way your minerals are taken. So are you not seeing the meaning of balkanization? Go and study what it is. It's not getting territory only. You are balkanized because you disagree. You are not happy. You are balkanized with the minerals being taken away by certain people. Already, Anabasa said Rwanda exports coltan when it has no mine. Are you not balkanized? You are not happy because of your minerals being taken away. Therefore, there is something hidden. Whether you go east or west, you come to the same thing. I tricked all of you on that headline, and all of you are coming back to a trap. Foster 72. Hello, number 72. Are you there?
I think it's Faust 72, Dr. David.
Yes,
Faust
number 14. Faust 72. Are you not hearing us, madam? She's a lady.
Yeah, but we've
I know
also
her
got...
for a long time. Okay, Mr.
Olivia is also there, Dr. David. There's another lady here.
Olivia.
Yes.
Olivia, can you change the topic for us? Or can you put in some good salt? We have had a lot of sugar here. Olivia.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Can you hear me?
We hear you. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I appreciate your African view of finding solution for Africa. What we are really here for is to find what can bring peace in DRC. So what we are talking about, we have had a lot of Balkanization theories. I have been following people talking. What we can agree is that neither M23 nor any labor group had claimed the Balkanization. But as other people has mentioned, this always come to bring Congolese together, to have that sentiment of belonging together. But apart from this, what are the real issues that you have at hand that should be resolved? Let's say if we delete that word Balkanization, what is the excuse we would be having right now? That is the problem on the table. Because the Balkanization, for me, I can say it's an invented story to divert from the real issues. If you are saying the Eastern DRC has more than 260 rebel groups, is that region in the hands of the government? Let's say by it, let's leave the Balkanization. Is it really in full control by the central government? What can be done so that the government can have its hand and manage that region, so that whoever wants doesn't take arm, go steal, rape population? I think if we get rid of the word Balkanization, which is falsely created to divert the attention from the real issues that citizens are dying in that region. We have seen I think we have numbers of people dying in Ituri. We have numbers of people dying in Kivu. But is it because of Balkanization? Also, what we can also, let's talk what is the real issue. What's the real issues that we need? We need, like as an African, a government that is taking in charge of its governance, building structures, building, justice. Like whenever that feel like they have issues, they don't create their own armed group. Who are actually the owners of those 250 armed groups there? Who are their leaders? They are the people in the central governments. Can we say that is because of Balkanization of Rwanda or Uganda or anyone wanting to take a part of that region? No. Can we talk about women being raped?
Olivia, I think
yes,
you have brought something very interesting. It is the government itself balkanizing Congo.
Exactly, Doctor.
So
that's what I
don't
said.
Don't remove my word balkanization. I brought this topic. If you were people sitting in my exam today, very few of you would pass. I brought this topic. It is the government itself balkanizing the state, because it says, you are now saying, Olivia, that the other people in Eastern Congo is not manageable.
Oh, that's what exactly was my point. If we have 14 foreign armed groups in the Eastern DRC, we mean 14 countries in Eastern DRC, on top of UN, on top now of ESC.
Sorry, can you name these 14 countries that you're saying? Can you name them? Can you even name 10?
We may share the reports are there. These 14
name 10. Sorry, name 10 countries.
No, Anabias, I am protecting Olivia. I will name them for you. Just
thank
hold
you,
on
Doctor. Can I continue with my point?
She's on my platform. Please.
Thank you, Doctor. Can I go on?
Go on.
If we have 250 armed group in Eastern DRC and 14 foreign armed groups in Eastern DRC, and if we have, as they are claiming, like they are saying, countries stealing minerals, like UN vehicles having minerals, is that region even in the hands of its own government? Who are protecting the population?
Doctor, can I answer that question before I go?
If the government wakes up and says, starting now, all those rebel groups are going to form part of our regular force, regular FARDC, without taking account what crimes are those militia or rebels have committed, they decided to integrate them in their official army. Can we say that the citizen can trust those that coalition?
Sorry, Olivia, can I ask you a question before I go? You seem to be a bit
asking me.
Can I ask a question before I go?
Anabias, you can't control
may you please allow me to finish my submission?
I'll give you a chance. Let her finish her point, please.
Thank you. Now we are talking about minerals. I have had point about minerals. Whenever Congolese government want to incite the sentiment of their population, they say, we have minerals, people are stealing from us. No one is stealing from you, because where those minerals are sold at international market, there are clear process to check. Have we had incidents of country, let's say Rwanda or Congo, someone has said like Kenya, of minerals that have been refused at international market because they have been stolen? No. Let's say if those 250 armed groups they are working for who? For the politicians in the Congo to control those mines, to sell them on their behalf. That's why, if the government of Congo is not taking care of,
make your last
comment. Thank you. Okay, my last comment is that there are two keywords that Congolese government use to raise the sentiment of its citizen. It's Balkanization and minerals. If you remove that excuse, you say, what did you do as the government to take care of our minerals, to the use of our citizen? What the government will tell you. What did the government do to make use of our minerals, to build the school, to build the road, to build the hospital? Can you at least ask your government? If you are claiming like other countries are stealing it, ask your government. You are the protector of the country. You should protect our sovereignty. You should protect our resources. What have you done? What have you done to protect us against the proliferation of all armed groups? What have you done to sort all the issues? But they want the magic solution. We have who we are accusing today. It's Rwanda. Now I have heard they are accusing Kenya. Tomorrow they will be accusing. Now they are accusing East Africa.
No,
now
they have
want
just
SADC.
accused Matsanga.
Everyone.
Anna
My
Bias has
fellow,
just accused me for being biased.
exactly. My friends, my fellow Africans, the day you shall sit and say, what are our own issues, the problem that we can own as ours, we start resolving them. Then we shall go and attack those external factors. But talking truth to yourself, knowing what are your real issues are, talking about M23. Those are Congolese. One day, you give them a nationality because they belong there. Another day, there are how many laws? There are laws.
That's
There
a
are
lie.
the
We
laws
never
that were
gave
in
M23
the 64.
nationality. Stop
There was
lying, please. Stop
constitution.
lying.
There was constitution allowing them in the
Don't
71.
lie, don't lie,
In
don't lie
the
here.
70s, I
Never
can
gave
share the laws.
M23
In the
nationality. Stop
70s,
Can we
lying.
all,
in the
guys, can
70s, in
we
the
have
70s, a law granted them nationality.
we are not going to speak over one another here. We are not going to disrespect one another. If someone is speaking, you respect their opinion. Olivia is stating her opinion. If you guys disagree, it's okay, disagree. But be humane. You guys are grown adults. If you guys were speaking at a different platform, you'd expect people to listen to you. So don't do to her what you would not want to be done unto you. It's okay to disagree, but don't come in and disrupt her while she's speaking, because she would not do that to you, and I would also not allow anybody to do that to any of you guys while you guys are speaking. Can we have respect here first, guys? Have some dignity. We are not the issues here. We are all trying to find solutions to the main issue, and what we are doing is fighting amongst one another. Let's not do that. And it starts off with respect. Thank you. Olivia, please continue. I'm very sorry about that.
Thank you for clarifying this. I'm towards the end, concluding, just giving my point of view for M23. So M23, we can even look all the documents the government of Congo have signed. They have an agreement, like it's 23 March agreement, where the government has committed to fulfill certain obligation. One was like to reintegrate them. Another one, like to facilitate them to form a political or party that will be as any political party. Then recognize them, reintegrate them. Then the government has failed to implement it. But now in 2023, they are saying they are not Congolese. Did you sign an agreement with people who are not Congolese and you stamped it? The government committed to implement the agreement. So there are pure contradiction within that. Today, in different forums, in peace talk, like process, in peace process, the head of state sits. They agree on the implementation plan. The next day, the government of Congo publish different story from what is published. We are not there. We read the resolutions, but the next day we read the opposite. So, in order to have a lasting peace, there is a need to have a good faith to resolve to have a good faith in resolving the issues. Today, M23 may be beaten, but in the next 10 days, in 10 years, it will come back because they are their family, they have been refugees in different countries. Those who are remaining in the country, they have been killed, targeted. We have reports. You can look at Alice Mwalimu, the UN.
Can you land so we can also speak, please? We have to speak. Sorry.
There have been documentation of the genocide ongoing in Congo that is being committed on the broad right. I can quote the report. It says the government of Congo is not carrying its responsibility to prevent hate speech and everything. So, and you are telling that the Congolese that are being prosecuted are not Congolese. If you find a magic solution with that, it will not be a lasting solution. So what I can say in concluding, Congolese need to sit or in support with other African well-intended like Dr. here hosting this space to find a long-lasting solution. Not finding scapegoating in the names of Balkanization, not using scapegoating in the names of minerals, because all those theories will be raised by politicians to touch Congolese hearts, but the actual problem is the Congo governance having their solution in hand and finding sustainable solution for all its citizens. Thank you, Doctor. That was my submission.
Thank you very much, Olivia. I told you when the lady comes on the stage, she will change dynamics. And she has changed it. She has brought points, cardinal points. You can't run away from them. Why did you sign the agreement with people you claim not to be the Congolese? Yes. If you have logic, you can. Why did you then have an agreement? Why do you have agreements with them? And then you turn around now, you say they are not Congolese. Where are you signing from?
Doctor, I'm very convinced now that you're very one-sided in this topic. You know, everything they say against you're for. What
if you are convinced I'm one-sided, I am balancing, asking for other people who want to understand.
You're one-sided. I'm very disappointed.
You have talked a lot.
Oui, c'est Monsieur Fanantes aussi les M23.
You cannot come on my platform and give me orders.
May I speak, Dr. Matsanga?
You cannot come to my platform and give me orders. Next time you pop in, I'm going to take you away from my platform. I'm biased which way. I brought a topic for people to discuss. And if they are discussing which is paining you, it's your problem. Answer them. I gave you time. You have spent a lot of time here. If you call me biased, you'll go away from my platform. Therefore, in fact,
but don't lie as alors. Don't lie.
I have removed you. That's it. Go and create your platform, then speak. You can go and create your own platform and speak. I'm not lying to anybody. The lady has asked questions. You signed an agreement with M23. The government of Congo signed an agreement. Why were they signing an agreement when they knew they were not Congolese? Is that
Dr. Matsanga, excuse me, may I speak because I'm getting ready to do something. It won't be possible for me to speak again. And I will answer your question. The government signed the agreement, the Luanda and the Nairobi Accord with Rwanda, not the M23. Why is Rwanda representing M23 on those accords? That's the fair question to ask. If Rwanda represents them, then we can say M23 is Rwandan movement. Why Rwanda represent them? Go check those accords, the Luanda and the Nairobi Accord. There is no M23 signature. It's Rwanda who signed there. That's make us confirm that M23 is a Rwanda movement. Even President Lorenzo had said it. President Kagame is the one who made it possible for them to meet M23. What does it say to us? That Rwanda is collaborating with M23. And there is furthermore reports with the UN that says there is an questionable relationship between M23 and RDF. You say earlier you have picture of weapon. Look at those weapons used by M23. Look at weapons used by the DRC army. What are those weapons come from? Go check RDF, Rwanda's army. Go check their weapon. Compare them with M23 weapon. That tells everything right there. And if President Tshisekedi said he will not negotiate with M23, is right because he did not sign with M23. He signed with Rwanda by President Kagame and by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Rwanda. Not the M23, not Bisimwa, not Wilingoma. That's well documented. So the Rwanda narrative that changed everything, like the post I just saw on top of there, came from the Chronicle Rwanda. Yes, that guy is a former rebel. He's a former RCD member. He said 256. On what base? There's no base. He just said it to make it look like, oh, there is a disaster that's about to happen. Come on, let's be fair. People are dying. People are dying, and we are making excuses. That's not right. That's not right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Matanga. I apologize. Yes, I apologize. I'm going to go down on the listener.
No,
I have to do something.
I am not taking you out of this place, but I'm only saying you are right. I said I balanced the argument by looking at all sides. That when you look at the arms of M23, they are not like the arms of the Congolese army. Now, at the end of the day, your friend here, who claims to be more of an African and a very good, claiming to be better African than Matsanga also, comes in here and said I'm biased. How am I biased? I've just balanced the argument. Olivia said M23, the agreement was signed, not this one. Previously, there was an agreement that you signed with these guys.
Dr. Matanga.
Then why did you sign the agreement?
Dr. Matanga.
Why did the previous government sign an agreement when they knew they were not Congolese?
Dr. Matanga, when you look on the previous argument...
I'm sorry, LA Republic, do you mind lowering your voice? And when you approach someone, because I'm approaching you with so much respect right now, when you approach Dr. David Matanga, do it with a bit of humility and respect.
I apologize.
We are not fighting with one another.
I agree. I apologize.
Your voice is very raised. I would appreciate it if you can lower your voice, because I'm approaching you in the most humble way right now. I'm not even shouting or screaming at you. And I'd like you to do the same when you approach Dr. David Matanga.
My apology.
You approach him with respect.
My apology is just sometimes he gets very frustrated because it's been over 30 years. We keep saying same thing over and over, and people are acting like they do not understand or see what's going on.
I hear you, but he is not your enemy. Dr. David Matanga is not your enemy. He is trying to help everybody find a solution. That is why he is putting himself, he is putting his life in danger by creating this space and this platform for all of us, all Africans, to contribute to this discussion. He didn't do it for his benefit. He could get assassinated tomorrow because of opening this platform on behalf of all of us. So let us give him that bit of respect. You know what I mean?
I agree.
We are African people. We respect our elders.
Excuse me, miss.
Let's respect.
Yes, excuse me. I apologize. I love Dr. Matanga. I love his spaces, but sometimes many people like Unbiased say they have Rwanda narrative using DRC flag to come and change the story, and that gets frustrated. And excuse me again, I apologize. I didn't mean to be so disrespectful to Dr. Matanga or to the audience. I really apologize. It just, I've been waiting for so long. I have to go, so I really apologize for jumping like that. Excuse me, that's what I can say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My co-host, thank you very much for bringing attention, because for me, I risk bringing these topics. Some of the leaders around the region don't like even these topics to be discussed. Ladies and gentlemen, some of them don't want. They are here. They have their intelligence listening to me here. But I risk to bring this topic because I want a better Africa tomorrow. I want Africa to be free, better for everybody. Congolese, Ugandan, Rwandese, any types of African to be able to move freely in Africa. This platform is for Africa. 2 platforms, this one and the Wandera, they are all for Africa. We create them for Africa. Wandera is on Friday, mine is on Monday. I create it for a better Africa. But when you come and say I am biased, and I am biased, I'm on the side of the Rwandese. Look, I am an African. And I brought this topic to you that the lady brought up a very good point. And Olivia said, the rebels are in an area where the government doesn't control. There is no governance there. So they have balkanized the place themselves. The government has balkanized the place. And then she made another good point. Olivia again said, if you knew these rebels were not Congolese, why did you sign agreement with them? You recognize them, then you turn around and come and say they are not Rwandese and they are not Congolese. And then my friend, Mr. Anabayas, said, if they were able, they should have gone to Kinshasa. They should have gone and taken power in Kinshasa. But I am saying, what about if they took Ngoma and then they said, now we have Ngoma and we have administration here. If the Kenyan forces leave Ngoma, is there no possibility of the rebels, whoever they are, marching into Ngoma and taking it over? Is there no possibility? I'm now bringing, let's be open, because some people want to challenge my integrity. If Kenyan forces leave Ngoma today, it will not take those rebels more than 10 days before they capture Ngoma. I have been a soldier myself, and you are not, Mr. Anabias, you are not a soldier. If you don't know how a gun works, so just shout there, down there. I will not even allow you to speak. I was going to allow you to speak, but you have never been a soldier, so you don't know anything. Congolese soldiers run like a chicken when they are met. They can't fight. They have not been fighting. If the Kenya army leaves Goma today, Goma will fall. The Kenya army went in to stop the East African Stabilization Force, went in to stop the carnage. But because
Dr. Machanga,
of so many hidden,
please,
I will give you time, don't worry. So many hidden agenda. Now we are having Kenyan army being told to leave. We have not solved the problem. That means if the Kenya army leaves, the chief mediator or the facilitator of the East African talks, Mr. Kenyatta, will also leave. So where does it put Congo and the civilians dying in the camps? Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are. We have a war in Sudan. It started by me saying the same things, that the generals are going to kill each other. Nobody listened to me. I said General Duglo told me this yesterday, the other day.
Doctor, can I ask you a question?
That is December last year.
Just one question.
Who is this?
According to you, Dr. Machanga,
who is asking?
According to national.
Yeah, you have already spoiled my mood.
No,
but
just a question. One question, please, Doctor.
Yes.
According to you, where M23 where M23 have his guns and his logistic that they have to do war to DRC.
Heard what you are asking. What question are you asking?
If I can speak it in Swahili, M23.
You can, but that question can be best asked to M23. I'm not a member.
Thank you.
I'm not a member. And I think by coming to my platform, you know I'm a Ugandan.
Yeah. So when
I'm not, and I'm a Ugandan. I'm not claiming any territory of Congo.
M23 came from Rwanda.
Yes.
All guns that I have, all I think, so guns, everything that you want, they take it from Rwanda and from Uganda. They are not Congolese.
So these are the points that you should start making. But instead of coming here to say I'm biased because I'm from Uganda. How do you think? You think because I'm from? No, so your friend said I'm biased.
No.
And that is very bad to me.
No, you cannot say like that. Maybe he was.
Yes, yeah, he said it. Maybe. He's your friend. You are supporting him.
No,
I'm not M23 rebel.
He's not. I'm not supporting him. He's a Congolese like me, and yes. He knows the truth.
I'm not a rebel of M23.
No, you are not.
But I'm speaking facts.
You are not a rebel.
I am speaking facts in the sense. I know you. In the sense that why did you sign an agreement with them?
No.
When you knew they were not
that's
Congolese.
Why I say, Dr. Machanga. Bon, I don't know if you can allow me to speak in French, but I don't know to speak English correctly. If you want to understand,
I don't know French, speak Swahili.
Kama unapenda kuelewa histoire ya Congo kuanzia Joseph Kabila, hautaelewa kitu hata kidogo. Mambo ya Congo inaanzia depuis zamani. Because the agreement that you are speaking is not Tshisekedi who signed it. It was Joseph Kabila. Why? Because Laurent Désiré Kabila has been killed. Why he has been killed? You and I.
Who gave Tshisekedi power? Isn't it Joseph Kabila?
No,
isn't it Joseph Kabila? Brother, don't waste our time. We are not going into your internal dynamics. The question is on the table. No. I have ruled you out. I will mute your phone, please.
Okay, if you cannot speak.
Tshisekedi took power from Joseph Kabila.
From people,
he
not
honored
from Joseph Kabila.
The agreements. He honored.
From
if
people,
he took power,
election.
He honored the agreements that they had been signed.
People,
he did not revoke them.
From people, the election has been organized. Then Tshisekedi was voted, not from Kabila. This is what you are speaking, doctor. It's not the truth because we voted. Even me, I voted. You cannot say that Tshisekedi took the power from Joseph Kabila. No, from people. It's not.
Who is it? Tshisekedi got power from where?
Election. It has been voted by people.
Yes, and who handed over power?
Please.
Isn't it Joseph Kabila?
Joseph Kabila was the president, and is him who organized.
Yes, and handed over power to Tshisekedi. But he had Joseph Kabila signed an agreement with M23.
That's why I say Joseph Kabila was in power because of the will of international community. To I don't know how can I speak it in English.
But now you think the international community is not with Mr. Tshisekedi? They have allowed him to buy guns.
You know, the international community, they know what they are doing. Today, no one can speak about operation of turquoise in Rwanda. Today, they are trying to wash away the hands to Rwanda by creating problem in Congo. You understand? M23. I don't know. We already have some brassage as you want in the past, but today we cannot say the same thing because those agreements does not bring us peace. We are dying for the same thing.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nation. Let me bring in activist. You have stayed on the platform for long. Mr. Activist, take the microphone.
Thank you very much, Dr. I have to say that it does not support organization.
Please stay near your phone. Stay near your phone so that we hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yes, I just say that I must say that M23 does not support balkanization. They never intended to invade the country. The truth is that they can't just watch their families die, hang on to them. Their parents from the year 1965 have been discriminated against, persecuted, and defenseless. No Congolese government has ever tried to treat their parents like any other Congolese, starting from President Mobutu, who opened door for the FDLR to kill their parents and families. President Kabila, who called on all the Congolese citizens to use all sort of weapons to kill the Tutsis. We have President Tshisekedi, who continues to cooperate with FDLR that made our families spend many years in refugees camp. You continue to blame Rwandans. Congolese continue to blame Rwandans, even though you have seen the DRC administration officially declares that the refugees in Rwanda are not Congolese. They have kept discriminating against us. They have kept excluding us from being Congolese. Our citizenship has been always questioned. And I wonder how long will this continue? I want to submit to you that M23 fighters are our brothers and sisters. They are our uncles and cousins and nephews and nieces. These are our family members. 99% are children whom we grew up together in refugee camps, who are tired of seeing their parents die in pain and suffering and have decided to sacrifice their lives for the next generations. You have seen how much our family members are being beheaded. Others have been cannibalized. Others have been hanged on trees on a broad daylight. People have been crucified, like literally getting crucified. And the government of the Congo has always kept silent. It has sided with the oppression. With the oppressors have always been on our neck, targeting us, trying to uproot whoever has the name of Tutsi from DRC. This has been going on for years and years and years and years. It is now high time for our brothers and sisters to stand up and defend our citizenship, because it was not us who divided and scrambled Africa. It was the 1884-85 Berlin Conference that scrambled Africa, and we found ourselves on the side of Congo. It is not us. We did not do that. We just found ourselves on that part of land. Now, this discrimination, this dehumanization, this cannibalism that has been going on for years and years and years has to be done away with. We cannot continue sitting back and just watch. No. I remember in 1996 when FDLR were attacking us, killing our brothers and sisters. Some of us were just little kids. We saw literally people coming, and we saw the government soldiers yelling, really giving the place to FDLR to come and kill everyone. We had, the survivors had to flee to Rwanda and to other neighboring countries. We have been in those refugees camps for years and years and years and years. And people have been suffering all kinds of pain and all that. I wonder why the Congolese citizens, our brothers and sisters, cannot actually take this into consideration and they start considering us as their brothers and sisters or their fellow citizens of the DRC. Now, coming back to M23, M23 is really resolved. They are really very, very resolved and determined to make sure their family members are brought back to their own country. This is for real. Like we're not gonna come back to this very decision. It is decided once and for all. They will make sure we who are staying in refugee camps return to our own country. Like, think about this. How would you feel how everybody ask yourself this question: how would you feel if you see your kids, your 6 kids, your 7 kids, your 10 kids? Because usually our family members really give birth to a lot of kids. Now, how would you feel if you're to see your children like lacking education, being unable to get food, and starving every day, and being excluded from all kinds of opportunities just because they are refugees? This is their status. They're just because they are stateless people. How would you feel if your kids would come to you and ask you, where are we from? What is our nationality? And why are we here? How would you feel? And you don't have even the answer. You don't have the answer just because the government just want to keep us outside of the country. Let me tell you something. Yes, it is true that whoever has this facial phenotype is always labeled Rwandese, is labeled an outsider and all that. But I do believe that time will come when our brothers and sisters will have to enjoy their citizenship just like that they used to do before 1965. Because up until 1965, our ancestors used to enjoy their citizenship. There was no discrimination. But from 1965, the Kinyarwanda speaking people were always put aside, were always dehumanized, were always persecuted all the time. And the world, the government have always kept silent. So M23 is the Congolese, whether you like or they like it or not. They are Congolese. Thank you very much, Dr. Matanga. I'm not going to take much of your time. Thank you very much for this very time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. As always, you come to speak and you have no controversy. You lay your points and go back. Thank you very much. You are always welcome to my platform. I've watched you several times, and that's a very good thing to do. You learn a lot. You can't tell me to discriminate some others and not others. I'm giving a chance to everybody. In fact, I have not even asked you people that when you start speaking, you tell me who you are. And I think I should start doing that. Then I can know who is a Congolese and who is from Congolese, who is from where. I've not done that. But thank you very much. So far, we are keeping the speed and to the right. The gentleman called Nyanga Body, please.
Oh, it's Nyango.
Nyango Body.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Masanga. Me, I'm from West Africa, from Ivory Coast. But the situation in Congo, I was listening and I decided to speak a little bit about it. I think it's a little bit for me naive from all of us to believe that, this is only Congolese fault about what's happening because we sign an agreement, or it's about it's about Rwanda. I think it's a mix of everything, right? Geopolitical issues take part of it. Economical issues take part of it, and I see this situation as what happened in my country, where we have different forces for different country. Having war in my country while we're trying to explain this. Yeah, the inventory is part of some mixture of Rwanda and Uganda. But at the same time, I agree with you, Dr. Masanga, that they shouldn't sign any agreement. But don't forget that they were and they still have. They're still not in power in order to decide the fate, right? Yeah, it's true that the army is not really organized, like they're missing, weaponry, but this is not really the fault, right? The United Nations put an embargo on them for so long. Even now they cannot buy any weaponry, even if they have the money to do so. They have to go through different channel in order to them, for them to have like
the right weapon to fight the M23. So yeah, we have a very bad predicament, and as African, we have to understand what the issue is really. Yeah, it started with Mobutu, and is go along with Laurent Desire Kabila that made bad deals, with some Rwandans in order to free his country. Now, the people of Congo are paying for that. It's not the fault, but at the end of the day, I think Congo has a right to have the lands for themselves. They have a right to tell other Africans, like, get off our land so we can have it. So we have to support them the best I can. In the same time, we have to understand that whatever is happening in Congo, it's not because they are stupid. It can happen everywhere, right? It happened in a certain extent in Ivory Coast. It happened in Mali. It happened in Nigeria. It's happening right now in the Sudan for over 20 years. It may happen to other places, right? It's happening in Somalia with Somaliland. So yeah, it's because that there's a rich country, a very rich country, and I think a lot of countries are taking advantage of the wars happening over there, right? And that's a shame. Like all the neighboring countries of Congo are, spoiling this country for the resources with the blessing of the international community. So Congolese are not stupid. They are not weak. I think they are the bad predicament, and African, we are not helping them the best we can. That's how I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is very, very good from Ivory Coast. I also represented President Babgo at The Hague. I was one of the few people, technical guys, who rejected ICC. And I hope you have seen him back. Greet him for me. He's back in that place now. Thank you. Let's see who is next. Umu, you have been here for a long time with the yellow flag
Yeah, me too. I
and
have
with
been
the
here
guitar.
anytime.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Omukasi,
Matsanga. Thank you very much.
Omukasi is from which country? Tell us.
Yeah, I
I'm from
came here
Congo.
before Mukasi, please.
Yeah, I'm going to give you XP. I know your views are very,
All right, thank
very,
you.
very tough. So let your Mukasi go, then you come, then Azo.
Thank you very much. I actually want to go straight to the point, but I could actually request if people could not speak while I do. It's actually a little bit disrespectful and actually disrupt people's trend of thoughts. I would request if you could protect me on that one. Thank you very much. I will go straight to the point. Balkanization is the hidden agenda that fails the peace in DRC, yes or no? I don't think it's the Balkanization is any agenda or a hidden agenda at all. I think the theory of Balkanization is the rhetoric brought about by the government to actually evade the real problems of the Congo or the root cause of the insecurity in Congo in general. It's not only in the east, because the insecurity, the real problems of Congo, they're everywhere in the Congo, but especially in the east because of the root cause that I'm going to speak hereafter. The cause of the problem in Congo is the leadership. If people fail to see that, I'm sorry, but you will never get to the solution if you cannot find the real root cause of the problem. The leadership has been failing the country since the 60s, since the independence. And then the problem grew slowly, but slowly it inverted into when in 1994, when the ex-government of Rwanda, who had committed the genocide in Rwanda, entered the territory of Congo. They were not disarmed, and they were now facing the local Tutsi tribe of Congo, i.e. us. If people come here and they say the Tutsi people of Eastern Congo, they are not Congolese, that's now the real reason which can actually bring about the Balkanization. If you have a territory that has your people and you don't accept those people as your citizen, that's the cause of the Balkanization. And who is not accepting this part of the people is the government. So the government
will be the cause of the balkanization by actually refusing their own people. People have been living in the refugee camp for over now 27 years now or more. If you cannot allow your citizens to come back and live in peace and remove the root cause of their death, i.e., the FDLR and other militias, you're actually encouraging the balkanization. So I actually encourage the government and other people here to support the M23's cause, to find a way to speak to the government. The cause of M23 does not have to be the war. The war, we do the war because it is the last resort. But if there could be a peaceful resolution in a way that the refugees could go back to their country after the FDLR, Codeco, and all these killing machines have been rerouted from the country, it could be best. And this balkanization rhetoric will never have to be talked about anymore. But I find it very convenient for the government to talk about this, to actually evade the real cause of their failed leadership, resource management, and other things that come from that. So I will not take much of their time. Thank you very much for the space and the interesting topic that you bring about. But it will be best if people keep actually focusing to the topic instead of diverting their attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That is the type of debate I'm interested in. Mr. XP, I hope you are going to be as good as Mr. Omukasi. Thank you. XP.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. David. I really appreciate for what you're doing. So I'm Munyamurenge from South Kivu.
No, you. I'm not going to say who you are, but I know you. So
Oh yeah.
I'm watching you.
Okay. So
I know you.
thank you. So
I hope you speak the bottom of your heart now.
yeah, I'm the truth guy, you know. And so let me start on this. When I came, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah. So let me start on this. When I that guy was talking, I don't even know who is his name. He just say like he's surprised about some Congolese who put in on their profile Rwanda flag or whatever. That's not what represent who you are. They can be raised in Rwanda, but they can just put flag on there, and they can love Rwanda more than Congolese. But that's not mean like they are not Congolese. So, for me, I'm not confused about what M23 what they're fighting for. I know they're fighting for like Rwanda benefits. Back in days, we saw they was called Sendepe. That's godfather for M23. So Olusegun Obasanjo asked Laurent Kunda, so what are you fighting for? And say, I'm fighting for against M23. And Olusegun Obasanjo asked him if they solve this question for like if there are you gonna just stop there? And he say yes. So the that's show you what they're fighting for. They're fighting for like other country, their benefit. We know in Congo we have a lot of problems. We know we have a lot of things going on, and we have a lot of problems. But those rebels who fighting for like against our government, they just fighting for other Rwanda's benefit, Rwanda's interest. So when I came here in United 2017, I was so shocked when I see like West Africa country they take as Paul Kagame's Pan-Africanism, which was wrong. As like Banyamulenge, we was have a genocide in 2016. In 2016, we was genocide by Red Tabara, who was sent by Rwandans, and they are Tutsis. And like, and then Rwanda government, they say like they can't fighting for Tutsis. Other Congolese, they don't like Tutsis, which was not wrong. They just use the name by their own benefit. And when that time was genocide in Murenge in South Kivu, nobody in Rwanda would say like there's genocide happening in the Congo. But when M23 comes, like a few months ago, they just say, hey, there is some genocide in Tutsi. But whoever, at that time, nobody was talking about our genocide because they know there was have big part of them who they trying to keep Banyamulenge, and they can run away on that land and they can use their own benefit. So I know a lot of people here, they just came defining Rwanda. They have their own benefit to promote them. If they raise them, I get it. But if they just came here like for just flipping the truth, I'm sorry disappointed about that. But let's say this. We know M23 is not going to stay long. And we're not gonna hear any genocide in the Congo again. It doesn't mean like there is no other Congolese. There's no any Congolese who can say we are not the Congo. Congo came found us there before Congo was called Congo. We were there, right? But this just be honest, like stay in our part of our government. They didn't accept Felix Tshisekedi was they think like when he came president is the guy they're gonna use it. But when Tshisekedi and Kagame start conflict is when Kagame start say, hey, there is genocide happening in Congo, I have to go there, I have to fighting for Tutsi. But he was the one who was King Tutsi in 2017 in Murenge. So, and there is the guy who was say like, hey, as Banyamulenge, they are not Congolese. So Rwanda, he used those people who just extremism. He used them like to kick other Tutsi, and he used some Tutsi to say, hey, these people they don't accept us as other Congolese. So Rwanda's government, they have many ways to get in the Congo, to have something caused to put in themselves in Congo, because they just called FDR. There is FDR in Congo, but FDR is not existing in Congo anymore. They just wanna be there for the mineral. They just call FDR for just Diamond. Diamond now is the FDR. You know, FDR again in Congo in 1996. Can you imagine how old they are now? If someone was FDR in 1996, how old they are? They are old men. So we have to understand that though we don't have to like be on the Rwanda side to use us. Just we the one who lost our own people. With the one who make other Congolese, they don't accept us as Congolese, because Rwanda, even if it use other Congolese community, but it's not allowed as Tutsi or Banyamulenge. But let's but if we keep talking about this, if we organize this kind of space, we allow a lot of people that we know the truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, XP. Azo.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Matanga.
Yes.
Thank you to all African people here. Thank you to my to the hosts to have us today. I'll go through this. I'll go straight to the point, and then I'll be clear, and then I'll be honest to everybody. It's very confusing here to hear my brother Nyamulenge saying that only Interamwe enter in Congo after the genocide. That is a slap, brother. So when my brother wanna tell me that when we opened our border after the genocide, it was only only Interamwe? Though there were no Tutsi? No, guys, come on, let's calm down. You're already in Congo, you're already been accepted. In Congo, we had a vice president who was a Tutsi. And then not even a Tutsi, Mr. Rubera in Lubumbashi University, in 1990, he was a representative of a Rwandese community. I can dare anybody here to do those research. You see, that it's victimizing yourself in the space, in the social media. It's not enough. Let's go to the fact. I hear people saying, oh, M23, they are here to protect us and stuff like that, which I am against every crime. Can you imagine that you guys have been selective because Congo is not only east of Congo? When you're talking about the east of Congo, do you think that Congo is only east? You don't know about Kasai? You don't know about Bandundu? You don't know about Bakongo? Mbudi, something like that happened in the Bakongo with General John Numbi? No, brothers, come on. Do not do that. You are not healing what we have. If you come in try to pity yourself, people look at you, it's you putting the oil on the fire. You should stop this. Whoever sending you Nyamulenge to come here to supporting M23 like that. I mean, I'm not saying M23, all of them, they are Rwandese. Of course, they're Rwandese at M23 because you're not going to tell me all the proof we have on the spot. It's nothing. We find RDF equipment in our soul. You don't want to tell me there's no any FDF supporting M23. I believe there's also Congolese people that are M23. But you don't come here telling us supporting, and most of you supporting Kagame. Okay, let's go to the point. Let's hit the deck now. So you want to compare Kagame and Tshisekedi. You prefer Tshisekedi than Kagame. Tell me, is the freedom of speech in Rwanda? Tell me, when was the last time any opposition did a public meeting in Rwanda? Tell me, when was the last time an opposition speak in the television? Brothers, we don't know who we are. We don't know what you're trying to do, but we listening, and then you're not making it easy for other Tutsi people Nyamulenge in Congo. Because you're making it worse. Listen, you talking here, they're killing. Who's killing who? Killing who? Who's killing who? No, we already know. Let's go to the topic of balkanization. It's because of people like you are coming here, are trying to victimize yourself, and then, oh, look at us, the left behinds, and then that's why, okay, the UN will say, okay, these guys, they're being segmented because they are minority, they protect them, boom, to give them land. It's not going to happen. It will never happen. The Congo will be one and forever. Congo is not for me. Congo is for our ancestors. They lend it to us. It doesn't belong to me. People fight for that land. You understand? So I'm very frustrated to hear my brothers here. Okay. And then they confuse themselves. They say we've been here until 1960. Do you know how many exodes they've been happening since from the Rwanda to Congo? Do you ever heard that any exode of Congolese go to Rwanda? No. Of course, there have been Tutsi in Congo since 1980 something. But that doesn't mean that there's no exode in Congo. The genocide took over 2 million Rwandese in Congo. I'm talking about the 2 million, go verify. 2 million. Do you know how many Rwandese are in Congo right now? There are lots. Not even in Congo. Okay, some they went to Burundi, some they went to Uganda. But they didn't let them that the way they came to Congo. So don't tell me all those 2 million people they entered in Congo, they were only in Teramwe. They were also Tutsi. So they were people of Rwanda. But also, if you think like you are autochthon from Rwanda, why you are so concerning about Rwanda's problem? Because you call yourself Congolese, you call yourself you are here, but it's a Rwanda's problem. Why you are endorsing Kagame? Why you are not even from Rwanda? No, Dr. Matanga, with all respect, you should also let people be clear because I know you do more research. Let's go down. Let's dig down because we can speak here. I've been here. I live my life in Congo. I know the history of my Congo. I live Congo is me, my blood. And then I'm not expect anybody. Do you guys know this topic we're talking about? In 1990, we had this topic before in Congo? No. because nobody could talk because you knew. But because of the experience of this freedom of speech, everybody think they can come around in the space or air and talking, oh, we are Nyamulenge, oh, they're doing that. So no, don't say that. I got friends on Nyamulenge, they are here with me. I got Guillaume, I got Eloy, all of them are my friends. We got no problem. We share food, we drink. If I get drunk, they'll carry me in their car. I'm safe. Don't tell me that there's not such. Of course, there is a problem ethnicity in Congo, but not only Nyamulenge people. But we talk about Balkanization, it's people like Mr. Everybody come here. If all those people come here, they're talking like they're victimizing. Those people, they are in the Kagame's game of Balkanization of Congo. M23 is a negative forces. It's not even a political party. Since when you are native from Congo, since when you have a patriotism, you are letting anybody take any foreign to carry gun against your own country. Are you serious, guys? Are you very like out of your mind? This is not something that should happen. You are not making it easy for other Tutsi or Nyamulenge living in Congo. You are making it hard. We know who you are. We know everybody here. And most of you guys, you came. Let me hit the deck a little bit. I say that many times. You guys, do you know in my country, we had a general of all the army who was from Rwanda, Mr. James? Do you know that that guy was deported to his country, but he went back to be a head of the army, even the defense of this country? But are you sure that all people came with him, the rebel? Did they went back? No, we have Rwandese people in Congo, which I understand. My constitution is telling us, like, if somebody, you can be Congolese by derogation, but stand for the flag. You stand for the flag, the flag that gives you where to stay. Be patriot. That's a patriot. That's why America is America, because people understand America. You're blaming Tshisekedi. Tshisekedi almost lost his life in London. He said Nyamulenga Congolese. Do you know how risky Tshisekedi almost lost his voters? Because most of Congolese, they don't believe that Nyamulenga Congolese, which is, I disagree sometimes. You understand? So we shouldn't come here and telling us Tshisekedi, are you talking about Tshisekedi? Are you dreaming? Are you talking about Fachi? Brother, if you don't know it's about Congo, you don't talk about Fachi like that. Fachi is the first president of the Congo trying to reevaluate our country. Fachi is the first president ever that Congo never, ever. He live in a simplicity. You want to talk about Kabila Joseph? Do you know that Joseph Kabila is not a native from Congo? I can prove it to you. Go ask for Mr. Mukena, used to be a prime minister. That Mr. Mukena is the former minister of the defense and the finance. He say, and him and Kyungwa Kumwanza, they are the one who give the name of Kabange. Do you know that, guys? And then most of all that, you even the guy is still there. Tshisekedi protecting him. He's under protection. All that we give Rwandese people, you want to tell me Tshisekedi is the first president ever say, do not attack Nyamulenge, do not attack Tutsi people, do not attack Rwandophone who live in Congo. He say that openly. But you choose your way. Do you know Mobutu never even protect you when in 19-something when they were killing you, even in Kabila? No, guys, we don't know who you are. We don't know what you're doing. You are coming here, you're using your voice. But if you work for Paul Kagame, it's enough. We are having enough, Dr. Matanga. This is things hitting my neck, is breaking my brain. I don't let nobody talk about my country, the DRC, like this. Thank you.
Dr. David Matanga, are you still there? Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, please show a hand.
Yes, we can. We can hear you. I think that's all got network problem.
I think so too. BK, I've seen you here for a while. BK, can you hear me? Abukuru?
I was here before them.
No,
I had a
it's me. XP.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lucani. I've seen you. I've actually admitted you. But BK has also been here for a while. He's been jumping back and forth. Am I correct, BK?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm gonna.
But
I don't
before
take.
you go, BK, I would love for you to go next. But we just need to make sure that Dr. David is connected. So what I will do is I will disconnect, guys, just to see if he can reconnect, because I think there's a network issue here. Do you guys mind if I'm going to mute everyone so that I can just try and get Dr. David present, okay?
Head co-host, what's happening? Are you in charge controlling? You have dropped.
Oh, they missed you. They missed you. Then they have to look after you. That's what is going on.
Okay. I left Azo speaking because my co-host is there to look after the interest. Let me bring you up again. What happened? Not a speaker, is co-host. Thank you very much. Co-host, we have new speakers who have come.
Dr. David, are you back?
I am back. Yes, I left it to you.
Oh, sorry. We thought that you had a connection issue, so
No.
I removed myself.
I left it to you to control, but I'm back. I can see. Hope I
Okay.
left Azo was struggling it out, rebutting what had been said. And thank you very much so far, all of you. We seem to be picking points here and there. And most people seem to be saying Balkanization should not there, but then they say the government is telling other people that they are not Congolese. So what do you mean when you come up? That's already Balkanization of a state. If one part of the country is not being looked after by the state, what do we call that? Rebels control the eastern part of Congo. The entire eastern part of Congo is under rebels. What do you call that? This is a very serious matter.
But those are not laborers. That is Rwandan government. It's not rebel. For your information, doctor.
These
These are not labor.
You are saying what? We can't hear you. You are speaking American. We can't hear you.
No, I said it. I said the M23. They're not labels. There's
You are saying M23 are not rebels.
Exactly, they're not.
They are what?
It is Rwandan government. It's the RDF. That's the Rwandan government that is inventing Congo.
Okay, I hear your point. But remember, this platform is recorded, and therefore, whatever you say here, you will receive it at your plate, and I'll
Exactly.
send it to your platform. Like each other, tag each other. Don't fear to say.
Yes.
We are here to find a solution. And I like Lukeni for saying it as it is. Some people are coming here and are telling me double answers. You are telling me the Congolese government does not like Banyamulenge, or does not like some people from
That's a lie.
whom they claim are not Congolese. Then you
That's
say balkanization
Guys,
is not
no,
taking place.
please.
So thank you very much.
Respect,
Lukwago.
guys.
Lukeni.
Lukeni, guys.
Lukeni.
Respect, guys, please.
Lukeni. Yeah, Lukwago from Uganda. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Am I audible?
Very audible and very interesting. I was waiting for your analysis.
Thank you so much, Dr. David Masanga, Radio Punchline, and the Daron Africa. Doctor, since 1996, the people in Kivu have not been in peace, despite the presence of the so-called United Nations peacekeeping force. Okay, the MONUSCO. It has been for Congo for so many years, but seeing no results in as far as promoting peace in Democratic Republic of Congo is concerned. Okay, many people have been killed, thousands have been displaced, houses, assets, and many have fled from their homes. Doctor, the situation worsened since 2014, particularly in North Kivu, where mass killings occur every day. But why is the international community keeping quiet? And what is the purpose of these killings? It's all about divide and rule. Democratic Republic of Congo is ever at the top of Western headlines, but heads of state and experts have long made similar proposals to carve out a new, smaller, more homogeneous nations in Congo's resource-rich eastern provinces. Attempts to break up DRC began as soon as the country became independent in 1960. First, there was the Katanga secession attempt from 1960 to 1963, led by Mr. Moise Tshombe, with the support of the Belgium, the colonial power that Congo had just freed itself from, in a name at least. Dr. Masanga, Katanga is DRC's most southeastern province, bordering Angola, Zimbabwe, and Tanzania, which makes it easier to slice off like the rest of the resources rich in eastern border provinces. Katanga is also Congo's most mineral-rich province, and the Belgians had made it clear before independence that they did not intend to cede the control of its wealth to the Congolese. Another sensation began in the southern part of Kasai province, which borders Katanga. The sensation were defeated by UN forces, and the Congolese army led by the then Lieutenant Colonel Mobutu, who was the then Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces. In October 1996, Rwandani President, the then Rwandani President, Mr. Bizimungu, called for a new Berlin Conference, referring to the 1884 Berlin Conference that regulated the partitioning of the African continent among 14 European states and the US to allow Rwanda to take a possession of part of Eastern Congo. Mr. Bizimungu was a Hutu figurehead considering the minority truth rule that Mr. Paul Kagame had re-established at the end of the 1994 genocide in Rwanda. At the same time, there was a USA official, Mr. Walter K. Steiner, who began advocating for ethnic Balkanization, including the creation of a homogeneous two-state state in Eastern Congo. He was involved in mergers, acquisitions, and privatizations all over Africa, and he owns a commodity trading firm in Chicago that specializes in tropical products. He is a member of the Corporate Council on Africa, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the African Development Foundation. In 1998, during the Second Congo War, involving 9 African countries, the Democratic Republic of Congo and its vast resources were divided into 3 main parts. Even though there was no formal secession, one part was controlled by Congolese president, the then Laurent Desire Kabila and his allies. Another by Rwandani president, Mr. Paul Kagame and his allies. The third by Ugandan president, Mr. Yoweri Museveni and his allies. That the de facto partition of the country ended in 2003 when the Sun City Peace Agreement was signed in South Africa. This was in fact an agreement between the Rwandan government in Kigali, the Ugandan government in Kampala, and the government in Kinshasa, which was pretending to be Congolese but infiltrated by Rwandanese agents. The agreement marked the next stage in a longer period of an indirect occupation that continues in the Democratic Republic of Congo up to today. By January 2009, the then French president, Mr. Nicolas Sarkozy, declared publicly that DRC had to share its space and wealth with Rwanda. After the first flag of Uganda to justify its invasion of Democratic Republic of Congo in 2021, where Komamboga Parliamentary Avenue were bombed by the so-called Allied Democratic Forces. One Ugandan general who goes by the names of General David Muhoozi went on NTV Uganda's talk show known as On the Spot and stated it clear that Uganda want control and influence of certain areas in Eastern DRC. There are now several initiatives aimed at balkanizing the Democratic Republic of Congo, but the country's population has always opposed them. Okay? We have seen the French president, Mr. Macron, on many occasions meeting different African presidents, like President Museveni at one time last year expressed to meet Mr. Macron, the French president, in January. I don't know whether the meeting happened, but he met Mr. Paul Kagame and he met the president of Kenya, Mr. William Ruto. Okay? So, the reason President Tshisekedi Felix resorted to nationalism when he allowed Democratic Republic of Congo citizens to protest Rwandan and Ugandan occupation of DRC along the Rwandan DRC border. Think you witnessed those protests, eh? When they called on Rwandan government and Ugandan government to stop promoting mayhem in DRC. So that alone explains, for example, the defeat of M23 and armed Tutsi militia in November 2013 that sought refuge in Rwanda and Uganda when Mr. Kabila, the then president of DRC, sought support from South Africa and Tanzanian troops that flushed them out. Some years back, a petition was then launched by individuals who claimed to be from the Hutu community in the Democratic Republic of Congo, calling for the petition of North Kivu, one of DRC's most resource-rich and populated dense provinces. North Kivu borders Rwanda, and Rwandan forces have never left the province, despite the 2003 agreement that formally ended the Second Congo War. Instead, they pretended to be Congolese and renamed themselves the National Congress for the Defense of the People, CNDP, of Rorere Ankunda and Bosco Ntaganda. Okay? And then they transformed it to M23 movement. So, North Kivu continued to be ravaged by their violence, looting of Congolese resources, including cotton, gold, diamond, and timber. The partition of North Kivu would weaken the inter-ethnic cohesion of the province, weaken its different territories, and cause massive population displacement. There are already more than 1.1 million internally displaced persons in North Kivu province, nearly a quarter of the 4.5 million IDP camps in the country. Partitioning the territories of North Kivu would facilitate their annexation to Rwanda, as envisioned by the Balkanizers back in the 1996. The people behind this petition are in fact linked to Mr. Kagame and Kabila's Tutsi allies, which have always worked together to Balkanize Eastern Congo. This explains the massive presence of Rwandan Tutsi officers in the ranks of the Congolese army. However, the Rwandan military presence is not sufficient enough to achieve the Balkanization in Eastern Congo. So, this requires a huge Rwandan population on Congolese soil. Hence, their massive arrival, particularly in North Kivu province, Beni territory, and Uturi province. These Rwandanese, they commit massacres against the indigenous populations, which explains the hostility of the Congolese to their arrival. The only way for them to have homogeneous state is to slaughter certain percentage of the local people or drive them off their land. That explains in part the death of many Congolese and the continuation of the massacres in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. But despite these unending massacres and millions of deaths, the Tutsis still remain a minority throughout the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. They cannot create a similar state in Eastern Congo, but perhaps they can create a totalitarian state like that of Rwanda, where a tiny super militarized Tutsi minority reigns supreme over the country and crushes the minority Hutu population. So, that is all I had for today. But, my fellow Africans, the issue of Rwandan people is not only in DRC, it's all over the Great Lakes region, okay? Former president of Tanzania, Mr. Jakaya Kikwete, had to expel them out of Tanzania. Can anyone from Tanzania explain to us why Rwandanese were expelled from Tanzania? Here in Uganda, by the mere fact that they elected the president of Uganda, Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to fight Leti Amin in Fronasa and Leti Obote in the National Resistance Army, he smuggled them as a tribe in Uganda in the 1995 Constitution. Okay? But even in Uganda, we are complaining. They have taken each and everything. They have dominated each and every key government institutions. And they are also presiding over a number of evil acts against Ugandans. That's why we are also crying over. Okay? Not only you Congolese. The people destabilizing Congo were once in Uganda. Talk of General James Kabarebe. Sultani Makenga. He comes to Uganda whenever he feels like. Okay? They can do whatever they feel right. But who's supporting them? Who are those superpowers that are having leverage over them? Who are those superpowers imposing them onto us and ready to cover up for them? Who put down Abarimana's plane? 2 presidents were killed. And that instigated the genocide. But they are also blaming a certain tribe that even fled out of the country, Rwanda, who recruited the refugees, gave them guns to come and unseat a government in Rwanda. So in their attempt to fear that simply because they were refugees in Uganda, okay, they got guns, they happened to recruit Tutsi from Uvira and Masisi, gave them guns to diffuse Hutus who would also recruit themselves and come back to Rwanda. Okay? So, my humble appeal to the power brokers, per se US and UK, because whatever article I've passed through makes it clear that you are the one behind such an occupation in the Great Lakes region. Okay? The 2 presidents of Rwanda and Uganda mastered the art of maneuvering within international politics. They give them soldiers to suit interests of certain big powers. In Somalia, we give them soldiers. In South Sudan, we give them soldiers. In Mozambique, Rwanda gives France soldiers. Okay? In the Democratic Republic of Congo, they give them soldiers, both countries. So, Ugandans, Congolese, Rwandanese, Burundians, raise up. Raise your voices to those countries because they are the problems. Mr. Museveni and President Kagame would be no more provided those countries stop facilitating their autocracy in the Great Lakes region. Okay? Why is it that Somalians are not hated in Kenya? Because they are not involved in subversive activities. Okay? That aims at dislodging the government in Kenya. They are living in Ammon. But why is it that our brothers and sisters, our grandparents, sheltered them? They have proved to be a problem to us. Why? You think you are the only people who are in power? You think you are the only one who were chosen to lead? You come up with misinformation regarding the mayhem in Eastern Congo. Many of these countries I'm talking about, Uganda and Rwanda, they cannot survive without Congolese minerals. Yeah? Passe Rwanda. Rwanda's economy depends more on Congolese minerals. So it chooses to come up with mineral outputs to destabilize Congo. For as long as it gives a certain portion to its masters, then it goes with the rest. And to my dismay, these two countries, Uganda and Rwanda, nearly killed one another over Congolese minerals. If you recall very well, Kisangani 1, Kisangani 2. Just recently, Mr. Kagame had to cross his border with Uganda because of Congolese minerals. And you all had him on television where he stated it clear that the orders from above have blocked my milk from accessing Kenya via Uganda. Yeah? You had him crying over a 1% population in Uganda, reigning over all Uganda's mineral resources, simply because they had hijacked his gold that was finding its route to Kenya. That's why he crossed the border between Uganda and Rwanda. In retaliation, what Ugandan officials had done. So, they gave false impressions that they crossed the border because of Nyamwasa, Kalumba, Nyamwasa, Zirebo. No way. It was because of the mineral resources from Democratic Republic of Congo. And for them to open the border, it was United Kingdom and France that intervened, not Mr. Muhoz as he took over the show. No way. Their masters were no longer doing business. Okay? The privileges France gave them, that if you open the border, I'm going to support your stay in the DRC. Uganda is not in the DRC because of ADF. No. It is France. Because of France. And the main reason as to why France is behind the DRC, Uganda, because of its total energies. It is extracting oil along the Albertine region. France supports Kenyan Defense Forces in the DRC to create a buffer zone between M23 rebels and the FADAK forces, DRC's army, but not to promote peace. That's why President Felix Tshisekedi interpreted Kenya as cohabiting with the M23. He thought they would flash out. France is financing Mr. Kagame's stay in Mozambique to promote interests of Total Energies that faced a lot of difficulties within Mozambique, mineral resource areas. So, those superpowers are the one having leverages over these regional states that have proved to be a problem to DRC. Okay? At one time saw Qatar leader expressing his willingness to mediate between DRC and Rwanda. Since when? How do Congolese minerals find their way to those Gulf states? Thank you so much, Dr. David Masang.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, can all of us clap for this guy? Lukwago has brought me trouble today. Lukwago has brought out exactly now whoever was talking about my topic being irrelevant, Balkanization being the hidden agenda. Have you heard?
Yes.
Have you now heard?
Absolutely.
Now, you people thought that I did not go to school. By the way, I did my political science in recognized universities in the United Kingdom where you don't cheat. Some universities in America you can cheat. That's why you have very fake pastors with degrees from US. So I did not cheat. I passed my exams very thoroughly and very well. Speaking my Ugandan English, I passed. I said, is Balkanization the hidden agenda that fails peace in the RC Congo? Finally, at 1:22 or 1:22 East African time, which is 11:21 where I am, London, one gentleman has landed the mic by saying, that is it. He has not only, he has read the background, and I hope most of you who are students will go back and listen to this tape and see what Lukwago has brought on surface. The Kasai, the Katanga. Why are those areas not talked about? You can even disagree, but there is a problem here. If you ask the rebels quietly, what do they want? Especially the top, especially the top rebel groups. What do they want? What do they want? They talk about all things here. What is the end game? If the government is balkanizing other tribes, other ethnicity groups, calling them